Hello.
Welcome in, everybody. The On Texas Football Watch Along is live for the Texas OU Week. Longhorns and Oklahoma Sooners for the 121st time. I'm Aaron Hogan. He is Jerry Hamilton, Jeff Howe, and I'm coming to you on location today. I'll tell you where here in a little while, but excited to be here and watching the end of the Missouri-Alabama game. And I believe they'll flip it right over. Looks like Alabama's going to end this thing and win by 3, but it's got an interception, so this should be going to the Cotton Bowl pretty quickly, guys, here on ABC. It says Arch can make history today from Aaron. That is true, guys. Give me your thoughts on, a Longhorn fan base that is as down as I can remember them, certainly in the Steve Sarkisian era. What does Sark and staff have to do to surprise even their own fan base today?
I think number one, I think the first thing for the majority of fans is to come out and play physical. We've talked about it all week. This is a physical football game. Texas did not come out and play physical last week. So number one, they got to do that with emotion. Be hyped up for this game. Play like everything's on the line. Then two, the more I've thought about this game, all week is Texas almost has to do to them what Florida did last week. Jeff, because Florida was awful on third downs all season long. They played 2 quality opponents. They were one of the worst third down offenses in the country. They were 0 for 13, I think, or 0 for 14 against Miami 2 weeks before the Texas game. Then they went out and hit 50% of third downs, and they converted, and they ran the football better than they had. Now Texas doesn't have Jaden Ball. I get it, and Florida's offensive lines on the interior is better than Texas. I get that too. But what we're talking about here, Texas has to replicate what Florida did to the Longhorns last week. They got to go in and get the third and shorts and mediums. They got to get going with quick passing game early. They got to get Arch comfortable. Then they got to be able to run the football effectively enough to have those third and shorts and third and fours, as many third and 4 to third and 2s as possible in this game, because once you get past third and 7, third and 8 against Oklahoma, it's really tough. So I think Texas almost has to flip the script of what happened to them last week and do that to Oklahoma.
Look, I'll give you a record 25-2-1. That's the winner of the rushing yardage battle in the last 28 games between Texas and Oklahoma. You can't hide from physicality in this game. To your point, Jerry, you got to bring it. And look, it's not impossible for Texas to win this, but you got to play the cleanest game you played all year. You got to play the most physical game you played all year, and you've got to maximize your scoring opportunities when you get them. So, Texas can win today. And look, I'm sure we'll talk about John Mateer, but John Mateer doesn't play defense for Oklahoma, and unless the Texas offensive line can win their share of battles, it doesn't really. Josh Heupel right now could go play quarterback for Oklahoma, and it's not going to matter.
There's John Mateer warming up. He's got a little bit of a he's kind of working that left thumb right now. So it's good. That's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because again, he's one hit. Everybody's one hit away in football, but he's really one hit away, right? I mean, I know it's surgically repaired, but all it takes is that thumb hitting on a helmet on the release of a football, and his day is going to be over.
Yeah, I mean, or hard tackle. I mean, he hadn't practiced. I mean, can he grip the ball? I mean, this is his thumb that was surgically repaired, 2.5 weeks ago. That's going to be something to watch. But to your guys' point of the early start, I agree with you 100%, Jerry. You got to replicate what Florida did, and Texas, I think, took Florida for whatever reason because they were 1-3 lightly. Maybe Oklahoma doesn't think Texas is very good, but obviously in this game, the rivalry. The word for me is early, right? They have to win early downs, and they have to play better early, because both the Ohio State and the Florida games, Texas was bad in the first half, like really bad, which is such a weird thing. It's flipped. Remember, Sark was no good, no adjustments, no third quarter. They typically have come out strong as a program in past years. This year in their big games, they're coming out flat or not good in the first half, and then they rally back in the second half. They have to be good early today, early downs and early in the game.
Yeah. By the way, I would say 100% shotgun snaps today for him. The one thing you don't want is under center, probably. So that could come into play on quarterback sneaks or something like that.
Sure. For Mateer?
Yeah, for Mateer. I'd be surprised. I mean, maybe you do, but boy, that gets into the iffy territory. And yeah, he can grip it. Colt McCoy, I don't know if you heard him, Aaron, but Colt McCoy had a thumb injury, and he had a scar all the way down his thumb. And I think he believes that his you couldn't grip the football. But since Mateer finished that game against Auburn, I think he has a different injury than Colt did when he got hurt, and because Colt missed about 6 weeks. So as long as Mateer has enough grip pressure absolutely he's going to give it a go today. The key is, can they keep him out of harm's way? But I really think the player of the game for Texas needs to be Trey Wisner today, guys, because that means Texas has had third and shorts, third and mediums, and they ran the football effectively enough, like you said, Jeff. Trey Wisner needs to be the player of the game for Texas today. No doubt.
Agreed. And he was last year in this game. And from DeSoto, I always think about, Jeff, these kids from Dallas, right? Manny Muhammad's from Oak Cliff and DeSoto, and obviously Colin Simmons at Duncanville. These guys all grew up in the shadow of this game, and they need to show out. And it starts for me with early for me, Jeff, but also elite. They got to be playing elite defense. I mean, that was part of the real disappointing part of the Florida game for me, is the defense got shoved all over the field and didn't rush the quarterback. They've got to get – that's one of the assumed things about this Texas team, that the defense is going to be one of the best units in the country. They weren't last Saturday. Offense is still trying to find itself. Defense has to be great today.
I've learned a lot about Texas OU over the years, and one thing I've learned, if you approach this game trying to feel things out, it's going to get real ugly for you real fast. So you got to punch first, ask questions later. That's honestly, I know we talked a lot about this week, but that is the mentality. If you're Texas, you've got to have, like, hey, just come out and just hit first. Like, don't wait around for anything to happen.
One of the interesting things about this game for me, Oklahoma's essentially had 3 weeks to prepare, because they had, after the Auburn game, they had the off week. Then they had Kent State, who's a terrible team, one of the 5 or 6 probably worse, 7 worse than FBS. So they didn't prep for Kent State. That's probably part of the reason they looked sloppy at times last week against Kent State. They've had 3 straight weeks to prepare for Texas. And I think that's something interesting going into this game as well. Texas, on the other hand, and for those that haven't heard me say this, guys, the tank is where all the athletes eat, and it's normally littered with football players and other athletes. This week, the football players weren't seen in there. It was Circle the Wagons week in Austin and Culture Week, and I think we're going to see an inspired effort from this Texas team, and we'll see if it's enough, because they got to match physicality to start, then they got to pass protect well enough, and then I think defensively they're going to have to make a couple of plays on the football today. They need a couple of turnovers, make a couple of plays, and that could be an interception, could be a forced fumble, but they're going to have to come through. But again, this game is it was Circle the Wagons week at Oklahoma. I called it culture test. In Austin this week, it's a culture test, and I think that's exactly what's going to play out right now for the Longhorns after last week.
Agreed. Yeah, Sark said it was anything but business as usual this week. There are a lot of man in the mirror moments. Every player's got to figure out what their role has been in this slow start, because it's a crossroads game for Texas. If they win it, they can get things back on track and then start thinking about big things again. They lose it, 3-3, and the spiral is on. And if they lose today, they're just not a very good football team. And they may be the case right now. It's just, can our defense force 3 and outs and keep the OUD on the field long enough to wear them down, win late? Does OU spy Arch? Good question. And does and lose a cover guy? So we'll see. Let me tell you, our On Texas Football Watch Along first quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. And Driven Auto Sales is right the way. I'm doing the broadcast live this afternoon from a place in Buda, Texas called Progress Cafe and Beer Garden.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. I come here and work in the afternoons quite a lot. The full-service coffee bar all day long, but they've got a full bar and big patio and playscape for the kids, and they've set me up in their little front room, which is kind of cool. So I like being out here with the people, and there's a pretty good crowd, especially outside on their huge patio. It's the Progress Coffee and Beer Garden, or beer bar. It's tremendous. It's in Buda. It's right across from Cabela's, essentially. It's about a par 5 away from 35 coming east. And you can't find it. Look for the big white water tower if you want to come out to Progress ever. It's right there underneath on FM 2001 in Buda, Texas. I'll be here today watching this game in the front room on the big screen. You're at the Courtyard by Marriott, Jerry. Is that right? Is that where you're coming to us today?
Yeah. Come Courtyard Marriott. Hey, we were at the fairgrounds from 6:30. We had to go put stuff up for the live stream 6:30 in the morning. We're around there. It was a cool environment, as always is. And now we're back at the Courtyard Marriott for the Watch with Us. So it's been a crazy week on the road, seeing some top football prospects out and about here, and now fairgrounds this morning, and now to the hotel for the Watch with Us. So I think I've made about everywhere I could go in Dallas this week, but we're ready to roll.
That's awesome. And how was the vibe on the Cotton Bowl on the fairgrounds today? I mean, a lot of hype, but just what did you take from Longhorn fans?
A little more energy from Oklahoma fans, I would say. You kind of mentioned it going in to the start of this, Aaron. I definitely noticed that yesterday a little bit. But look, I think once kickoff comes, I mean, it's gonna be there. But I think Texas fans are just kind of more wondering what they're gonna see today. And I know there's been prediction scores of some of us have gone with Oklahoma, a lot of us have gone with Texas, and I think we've seen fans in the chats that have done both this week. But I think once the ball is kicked, it was a little more Oklahoma looked more confident rolling around in the fairgrounds today. But we shall see what happens.
Yeah, Jeff, you mentioned that stat about the rushing yards, and he who runs wins this game. You just gave the number the last 25 years. There's also that's why this game is so fascinating to me, because generation after generation or year after year, it's the same. It's really the same subplots, conversations handed down generation to generation, played on the same field. But there's also the quarterbacks. Neither quarterback has started this game. There's always that fact. Who's got experience in this game? Neither do. I mean, Arch was there last year, played in the game. But Quinn Ewers was the starting quarterback, and John Mateer grew up watching this game in Little Elm, but he also has never started it. Who do you think has that advantage, if there is one, Jeff?
I'll go. I'll go with Mateer just because it's not necessarily a head-to-head quarterback thing. I don't know how Arch can have much confidence in his offensive line right now. Now they had a whole week in practice to get that sorted out. Maybe some things changed, but I'll tell you, for both guys, they've been experienced. Arch has been to the horseshoe. You've been to the swamp. But the best descriptions I've heard of this game, I've talked to Glenn Blackwood, who played in 2 Super Bowls, Keith Morelands, who stood at home plate in the World Series. Both those guys have said, hey, there's nothing like Texas OU. So in sports, this is about as unique and as big as it gets. So there will be some of that feeling out for them early, just trying to get their bearings.
Yeah, my friend Dan Neal, who started at Texas, of course, won 2 Super Bowls with Denver Broncos. He said the same thing. It's just, this is unlike any game you'll play in. And John Mateer, Arch Manning, going to find that out today. Got to run the football, no question about it, especially on the early downs. But it's a 121st meeting of these 2 rivals, and it looks like John Mateer is good to go. He's warming up, and that was my question all week, Jerry, is can he grip the ball? I mean, your dad is a football coach. If you can grip the ball and be accurate with it, and I think you got to go with him, because the drop off between he and Michael Hawkins is pretty significant.
Well, and that's the other thing is Hawkins did not play well last week. I mean, we had Barry Trammell on here and said he had through 24 passes, and he said 12 were accurate. And so if Michael Hawkins had played extremely well last year, they might feel a little different coming into this game, honestly. But I think after what Michael Hawkins, the way he played last week, I think that kind of forced a decision a little bit. And we'll see here again. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Ben Arbuckle calls this game, because John Mateer, he's going to scramble. Look, he is who he is as a football player. You can't take that away from him, but you can call the game around it a little bit. So I think it's going to be a different game from a play calling perspective with QB run game than we've seen from Oklahoma with Mateer this year. And so now let's see how the Texas team – look, the key for Texas for me defensively is Oklahoma hadn't ran the ball with the running backs on anybody. They say Jaden Ott is healthy, and I say anybody, the 2 Power 4 teams they played. And they say Jaden Ott as healthy as he's been. But Texas, they didn't take away the run last week. They got beat physically. They can't do that this year. They got to take away the run and make John Mateer one-dimensional with that surgically repaired thumb. That's what has to happen this week.
Yeah, Oklahoma will have the ball. Texas won the toss, deferred, and they're going to put their defense on the field first against John Mateer in this first quarter, brought to you by Driven Auto Sales, Ally Medical Emergency Room. As we are live with you on the On Texas Football Watch Along, as the game will have its first snap from the Cotton Bowl. Quick pass, incomplete. Good defense, Michael Taft right there, along with Yunga LaFowl. That's where you want to get this team into 2nd and 3rd and long, much like they want to do to Texas. So far, so good for the Longhorns.
Hey, man, just a drop.
Look fine. Yeah, it's a drop.
Good throw. Really good throw. Got to catch that football.
And a good hit right there by Michael Taft coming out and dislodging it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's a good play. That's what Texas needs right there. So you got a 3rd and 11 right out of the gate. Hero Canoe with a big play there. Again, this is the key. I mean, look, you got to take away the run, man. A quick snap by Oklahoma. They went fast. They just went super fast, and that's probably going to be offsides on Texas.
Yeah, that was get back on top of the ball, and I'm sure that's part of the strategy here, especially on those plays, to catch Texas without getting their feet under them, and that was effective. Yeah. And that might be a chunk play plus. Longhorns.
You can't have those on 3rd and 10, man.
Yeah,
that was they went super fast. They didn't let Texas get the NASCAR package in, get set, anything.
Yeah, that's Longhorns have to learn from that because they were trying to sub when Oklahoma didn't.
That was good coaching by Oklahoma.
That was right there, no question.
Yeah,
They found the seam. All right, so now 1st and 10 at midfield. Longhorns will think about that 3rd down play. And now Mateer with his legs for the first time, getting down the outside, and a good hit by Michael Taft again. Yeah, this is
and that's the thing with Mateer running, guys. He's not going to be as much of a bulldozer today. He's going to have to go down on contact. He's not going to be able to fight. And that was a good tackle, but he's still not going to be able to fight and scrap and claw as much. He's got to somewhat protect his thumb running the football. So is he as effective as a runner is the question.
Yeah, but he got 5 yards on that one, and that's exactly what both sides want to see, a 5-yard gain on 1st down, especially in this spot. You can think about a play down the field if you're thinking to protect. Longhorns weren't able to get off the field on a big 3rd down a little bit ago on that quick snap by the Sooners.
Wow.
This is not an ideal start, fellas.
Deion Burks running wide open across the field on a waggle.
Yeah, good play there. And another wide open receiver. That's 2 for 2 for John Mateer, except for that drop, but that wasn't on him. And, blown coverage in zone defense by Texas that time. Now the short pass is going to keep them ahead of the chains. Approaching field goal range now, or definitely in field goal range. Yeah, defense looking leaky in the back end. Manny Muhammad is back and playing, but so far hadn't mattered. Michael Taft made the couple of the big hits for the Longhorns so far.
I'm a little bit behind, so I just now saw the Deion Burks catch. That is hard to digest.
Yeah, that was a blown coverage by Texas on a 2nd and 5. Play action probably held somebody with a little waggle to it as well.
It's going to be 3rd and 5. I mean, here you go. You got to hold them to a field goal at this point.
Yeah, we'll learn a lot about young Ben Arbuckle here, the offensive coordinator. If Texas can bow up here, is this 2-down territory for Arbuckle or points early? We'll see. Of course, Pete Kwiatkowski, when his time at Washington, went up against Mike Leach quite a lot when they were in the Apple Cup together. And, so he's familiar with this air raid scheme, but obviously Arbuckle's version adds more of the quarterback run than Mike Leach ever did.
This would be a quarterback drawdown to get at the 4th and 1. If he's fully healthy, let's see what they do here. They got a great flush of the pocket. Really good backside pressure there. Got to be field goal here. I'm Oklahoma. I'm kicking field goal for sure.
No, you asked about Aaron. Both these teams have really good kickers. So to me, I take the points when I can get them.
Yeah. Texas does get off the field at least for a field goal attempt, and it was the freshman Jackson with the early pressure right off Lance Jackson getting in. That was quick.
That's a really good. They brought the linebacker on the blitz. The tackle picked up the backer, left Lance Jackson as a free blitzer, and he got the hit and caused the incompletion, the rush throw.
Yeah, and as you said, Jeff, both kickers are outstanding, and that's going to be right down the middle. And Oklahoma has taken an early 3-0 lead. So back-to-back weeks, the Longhorns have won the toss, deferred, and gave up points on the opening drive. It was a touchdown, though, to DJ Lagway. This time it's a field goal, as they got him off the field on 3rd down. But 3-0 Sooners, about 4.5, almost 4 minutes into this game, a little over 4 minutes so far. And guys, defense looked like it came to play. I mean, they did give up the two chunk plays with coverage busts, but the pressure was there, and they had intensity you want to see to stop the run game. It's much better than what we saw last week early.
For both sides, though, go ahead, Jerry. Sorry.
Again, I think this is Oklahoma's offensive line, not as good as Florida's offensive line. The one thing I really liked about that drive is Texas was able to get pressure, and they almost caused a little confusion there on that 3rd down as well with the tackle guard there. with the blitz by Texas. They're the backer blitz, which left Lance Jackson free. So I like the early pressure. I kind of like what I saw from that aspect of Texas. Texas, really, that drive kick-started for Oklahoma. But they dropped the ball on first down because Texas got caught trying to substitute, and Oklahoma went hyper fast. That's really how that drive got going for Oklahoma there. So I didn't like that out of the gate, but I did like that they were able to get pressure. And I think the pressure, Texas can get a lot of pressure there because Oklahoma's offensive line is not what Florida brings to the table from an offensive line standpoint. But now the flip side, this whole game for me is Texas offensive line and able to run the football against Oklahoma because Oklahoma's defensive front as a pass rushing group is a lot better than Florida.
All right. This first quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. As I said, I'm at the Progress Coffee and Beer Bar today. It's about 5 minutes from Driven Auto Sales here in Buda, Texas. Driven is tremendous. My great friend and a lifelong Central Texan, Jeremy Jones, and his team, their longstanding motto when it's time to buy a used car is more than friendly, more than fair with our friends at Driven Auto Sales. It's that simple: quality, variety, customer satisfaction. Every sale is going to be an easy one for you. I promise you. You go to the website, drivenoutosales.net. You can't get out here to Buda, Texas, but that's the website's the easiest, drivenoutosales.net. And the car you see that you like, the truck, vehicle, whatever it is, the price is going to be the price. There's no add-ons at the end. It's right there listed, and then they're going to make it very simple. They've sold great vehicles to an outstanding value to buyers across the United States, across Texas, and right here in Central Texas. For your dream car or dream truck, just check it out at drivenoutosales.net. Every vehicle bought with Driven comes with a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. So once again, y'all, it's more than friendly, more than fair at Driven Auto Sales. Just a click away, drivenoutosales.net. All right, Longhorns will have the ball for the first time after the Sooners went down the field. John Mateer, guys, no signs of the injury. Looked kind of as sharp as you can imagine. Remember, Quinn Ewers came into this game last year having missed some games, and he was rusty to start the game. None of that for John Mateer.
To Jerry mentioned it, though, earlier. I like the tempo, got Texas off balance on that first explosive. That second one, I think that was just a really good call. I mean, like your first drive should be some of your best stuff of the game because that's the stuff you worked on in practice all week. That's the stuff on your script, right? And that, I don't know, Jerry, that could be a coverage bust. That just looked like Texas had the wrong call against what Arbuckle drew up there. That's why Deion Burks was wide open. I didn't see anybody get picked or rubbed. It just looked like you had the right call against that coverage.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Again, Oklahoma had 3 weeks to prepare for this game. Essentially, they had bye week, Kent State week, and then game week. So they had a lot of prep because they didn't do anything to prep for Kent State. Kent State's not a very good football team. So 3 weeks to prep. Let's see if they come back to that and what we saw from that Oklahoma offense. On the third downs, what that just did is that may keep Texas from substituting later in this game. And just remember that. That first drive for Oklahoma there on that first third down.
Yeah, went lightning fast to the ball and caught Texas off guard and hit a big play and got a penalty. Nick Brooks will start at left guard, the freshman. Trevor Gooseby next to him. Longhorns offensive line much maligned all week, and rightfully so. They've got to be a lot better than they were, and this is an excellent Oklahoma defense, one of the best in the country.
A tight end screen, man.
Tight end screen now, man.
Might have been a little late bump out of bounds, too, in the Longhorns' initial first down. That's what you want to see, quick passes, getting that, get the ball to your weapons. The deepest room, the best and most talented room on this offense, guys, is that receiver core, and you throw in the tight ends. You got to get it out of Arch's hands and into their hands and let them make plays like that play was. So first down, and the Longhorns are out towards the 40-yard line for the second offensive snap of the game.
And let's see.
Yeah, false
start. Yeah, false start on left tackle or left guard. I'm not sure if it was Brooks or – I mean, that's one of the things they're going to run at Nick Brooks in his first start. They're going to throw a lot of movement at him. They're going to throw a lot of movement at Nick Brooks and see if they can get him the false start. That's what you do with the first-time starting offensive lineman, and this is his first start of his college career. They're going to throw a lot of pre-snap movement at him in this game. Watch that.
Well, he's one of the biggest of the big humans, so it wasn't hard to see when he did flinch there, as the Longhorns are now 1st and 15, which is where they don't want to be. Going with the snap count. This time they might have gotten that 5 yards back with a hard count from Arch Manning. I think we're going 5 yards for 5 yards, guy.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. And it was the movement by Oklahoma last time that made Nick Brooks flinch. That time Nick Brooks didn't flinch, and Oklahoma drew the 5 yards. So we're back to square, 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line after offsetting penalties, essentially. Longhorns, though, that was immediate pressure against the blitz package coming from Brett Venables.
People in the chat are saying Arch need to get rid of that ball. I think he was looking right. I don't think he saw the defender offsides on that play, on the snap. Oh, this is a big run. There you go. That's what has to happen right there.
Yeah, Longhorns. Look at that. Trey Wisner, who starred in this game a year ago, off left side behind Nick Brooks and Trevor Gooseby. And Longhorns get a second first down on this drive. There is a flag down.
Yeah, of course there is. It's a hold.
Wow. Jeez Louise. Longhorns can't one step forward, 2 steps back over and over again this year. That's already their second penalty, obviously. And they're going to call it on Nick Brooks, the freshman, with 2 penalties on this first drive.
And they're gonna line up Jaden Jackson over Nick Brooks today. Now they're going to bring some linebacker movement at him. They're just going to try to make him overthink all day. And that was a play where Jaden Jackson, he had the initial contact on Jaden Jackson, and the hold had no bearing on the result of the play, that was a tough one.
This is shades of that Michigan start for Cam Williams last year when he made his first start at right tackle at Ann Arbor and had all the penalties. There's Trey Wisner getting gobbled up in the backfield. Longhorns now at 1st and 20, and now it's 2nd and 24.
Oh, man. Not a lot of stuff in the playbook for 2nd and 24.
No, this is, you want to get 8-10 yards here and see if you can manufacture something on 3rd down and flip the field to punt. That's kind of where you are after, a holding call brings back a long run. That's kind of the run play Texas needed, and it got called back. Texas needs, I should say, in this game.
That was blown up. Trey had no chance.
Yeah, no chance on the screen pass. Oklahoma's advertised, man. They're very fast. They rally to the football, a lot of hats. Brett Venables has an elite unit in his 4th year now. He's built that side of the ball into one of the best in the country. Texas playing, better on offensively, it feels like, than they did last week, but the penalties are derailing them right now. They are getting a bit of a push in the run game, but, man, that those penalties, 2 already. Hurting the chances.
Get out of your own way, man.
Yep. Well, and they both came on the freshman. So screen pass on 3rd and 23 and no block on Jack Endries, and it's going to be a punt. So a promising drive that had a first down on first down, then another first down that got called back, and that pretty much derailed the Longhorn first chance with the ball. Now you need your punter to come out and boom it deep and put it into the deep into territory. That was another issue. All the issues at Florida last week, especially in the first half, the coverage team, couldn't get a ball down and cost them a lot of – the special teams keeps costing the Longhorns yards, in my opinion, with its coverage and with its returns. And this is probably the average punt that's going to be returned.
Yeah, that was a low liner from a guy that doesn't normally kick low liners, so they got a good return out of that and set up shop on the 45.
Yeah, you go back to the holding call, guys. I mean, that they were going to be across midfield with a couple of first downs and momentum, and the penalty on Brooks stalled that whole thing and put it 2nd long, 3rd and long. And now the punt, not ideal, and obviously Oklahoma will start their second drive at midfield, 1st and 10 at the OU 45. Well, Oklahoma is getting the fast start. I said early, Texas has to be better, and so far, just like Florida last week, it's the other side of the ball that is off to the good start, guys. And you said, as you accurately said, Jeff or Jerry, they've had 3 weeks to get ready for this game. Oklahoma played 2 really physical games. The 2 games before that with, Michigan and Auburn. But at the same time, they've had plenty of time to bounce back from that and get ready for the Longhorns. And they look like the sharper side so far.
I know you had penalties like that. That's the thing. I wanna say I was uninspired by that opening script, but you didn't get out of your own way long enough to figure out what was going to work.
Yeah.
Like you just
Yeah, when you get
Sorry,
the first and 20, you're limited. You're somewhat limited. But again, like there are things I saw there is, like Trey Wisner on that. Cole Hudson didn't get out quick enough to make a block on the screen on third down. And I'm just talking about getting 12 yards and getting it to 4th and 8. And then Trey Wisner was way too hesitant on that. I mean, you just got to you got to catch the ball and turn and go make somebody miss.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go make somebody miss on that play and go get positive 10, 12 yards. You do not, against this defense, you don't have time to catch, turn, survey, and then make a move. You got to go against these guys. And the first guy you see, you got to make him miss. And then you got to get to the second guy and you got to see what happens there. But if you turn and survey against these guys, they're too good on defense. They're going to be too well coached. But you got to stay ahead of the chains in this game to have a chance for the Texas offense. We talked about it all week. I mean, you got to stay ahead of the change. You got to have enough first down success to where you can get the third and short and mediums. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I think looking at our score page here, and it has the total yards: Texas 52, Oklahoma 9. I think
it keeps flipping. It was right a second ago.
It needs to be reversed.
Yeah. By the way, this is not us. This is a score. This is this is what we use. This is the official University of Texas. I'm pretty sure. Is it not, Matt?
Yeah,
we're gonna reboot the widget. We'll make that work, right? But either way, Texas. This is a big spot for this defense. This team fell behind 10 points last week early, and defense has to create something because this ball's at the 45-yard line, guys. I mean, this is not your punter didn't do his job, so now all of a sudden it's a midfield drive, which kind of starts downhill if you're Oklahoma. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ben Arbuckle dial up some type of shot play early to create some early momentum in this game.
I can't believe this is where we've gotten to be in football, where Kirk Herbstreit arrives with a dog and it's news. I mean, what happened to football, people? This is getting ridiculous. I mean, I love dogs, got one, but golly, am I sick of this crap.
Well, it's become it's
over the top. It's too much.
Yeah, of course, Kirk Herbstreit left in the middle of college game day this morning from Eugene, Oregon on a plane and got there in time with his dog, which, yes, it's over the top. There's a drop ball. The Longhorns got lucky there.
Yeah.
Satania opened there and hit him in the chest. And so Mateer's been right on point. He's going to be 2 for 4, or 3 for 6. He's had 2 drop passes. And they're going fast again, guys. Texas has to be on their heels or on their toes here, not on their heels.
You're going to see a lot of third down tempo from Oklahoma to see if they can keep them from getting a NASCAR package in, because they know Oklahoma knows if Texas is able to get that NASCAR package, they have advantages against the Oklahoma offensive line.
Smart coaching by Ben Arbuckle. Don't let them get the package they want on the field, and see if you can make something happen. Texas better prepared for it this time, but we'll see if they can get off the field on a big third down. And no, they cannot.
Really good throw by Mike. Really good throw by Mike.
Yeah, that was a good throw. They played a little zone coverage, kind of found the window on the outside sideline, and that's why Mateer is Mateer. I mean, that's just a great throw on third down. Longhorns can't get him off the field right now.
It's 3rd and 10. Like I can't stress enough. Like that's when you need to be at your best. You can pin your ears back. You can get up the field. You can be more aggressive. You can't give up first downs on 3rd and 11.
It's interesting to have young pass rushers on the field in these spots in the first quarter, guys. That's Umeozulu in there. I mean, we saw Lance Jackson. Haven't seen Colin Simmons yet.
Yeah, Simmons was in on that first drive. Saw him in there, but yeah, Colin Simmons to have a big game today. But again, corners are playing about 7-8 yards off here.
Oklahoma already converted. Ball hit the ground that time. Deep shot is going to be incomplete. So the Longhorns are going to have another 3rd and long, guys. 3rd and 11 this time, and this is kind of one of those. This is a points third down. If you can get off the field here, you get the ball back. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble as far as Oklahoma already into field goal range if they do convert this first down.
And by the way, for people like Mateer, every time he releases a football, he's putting his right arm behind his back. It's just something to watch. As the guy, I'm not saying anything's wrong with him, but every time he throws a ball, he is very protective of his thumb. So something like that he may not have as much zip on the football as normal because I think he's protecting that thumb on follow throughs. And after he releases it, he's quick to get it behind his back.
I mean, they got a false start on Oklahoma. Oklahoma's bench wants a penalty on Hero Canoe, who didn't hear the whistle blow and still tackled John Mateer. But either way, great quick pressure that time. But the whistle had blown at the very loud Cotton Bowl on an offsides or a legal procedure on Oklahoma. So it's going to be 3rd and longer now, 3rd and 18.
I like that hit. I do
hit. I do too. You got to bring the physicality. The defense is so far. They haven't been perfect by any stretch, but they're playing with physicality and intensity, which is something we didn't see last week.
Good pressure again. Oh, gosh. Good pressure. See if Oklahoma can pins Texas here. But really good pressure. I like where Texas is winning up front against Oklahoma. Something as this game moves along, if this offense can give this defense anything, I think Texas is winning more up front. This is not the Florida offensive line they're playing and not the Florida running back they're playing. I like where the pressure is coming from because it's coming from different places early in this game.
No question. And this is what we know about John Mateer. He's tough to get to. You might get pressure, but you got to get him down. But he's able to evade it and then make a completion to pick up 8 yards. So you're right. They're going to try to punt this thing deep and get their best unit back on the field, which is their defense.
Oh, shanked the punt. That's lucky. It's going to be down at the 20.
Yeah, Longhorns will take any offensive break they can get, and that was a good one right there. So what could have been deep into the shadow of their own goalpost is now at the 20-yard line for Arch Manning and company. Offense looked like it was ready to play, but the penalties on the freshman Nick Brooks in that first drive really derailed any opportunity for gaining rhythm. That's I used the word early a lot this week, guys, and today. I mean, they've got to get some early confidence here. They've got to. You can't get down on this because this is a team that feels like with the culture week they had, things start going south. I don't know if they can turn it back. They got to get going here.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, I don't care if it's 3 first downs and a punt here. They need positivity right now and flip a field. You have to have some positivity and flip a field here. You can't have another 1 step forward, 2 steps back drive here. They have to get positivity. Again, I think something that Urban Meyer said was so smart before the Ohio State-Texas game. He said, in games like this, sometimes you just got to tell your offense and your quarterback, just get two or three first downs. It's going to be a low-scoring game more than likely. Get 2 or 3 first downs, and let's live to play the next series. And I know Texas needs points, obviously, to win the football game. But after the first drive, I think everybody would love to see 2 or 3 first downs and let the chips fall where they may after that. Just something positive to your point for this offense.
Yeah, and have some success. I mean, they need some success on the offensive side of the ball because they didn't have much against Ohio State, and they hired until the second half they didn't have any against Florida. So, and gosh, here we are with 2 penalties and 15 yards already, as many penalty yards as pass yards or as total yards. Let's not start this drive at 1st and 15. That's true.
Yes.
Just stay 1st and 10, and your Steve Sarkisian, you'd love to be 2nd and 5 would be an ideal scenario for Texas right now.
Can you end this drive with a kick without getting docked for a penalty?
That should be the goal right now. You're right about that because a punt, a kick, either it's a field goal or an extra point, you'll take that. But that's exactly right. And that's, at some point you just become what you are. And this team is undisciplined and penalty prone. They're 9.8 yards or penalties per game. In the Ohio State game, they had 6 of them, so that actually skews it lower. But other than the Ohio State game, they've been about 10 a game in these penalties on average. And they already have 2.
Yes.
But the positive, the defense has come to play today so far. Michael Taft flying around making plays. The pressure is where you want it to be. And it's going to be a fun battle between he and John, that defense and John Mateer all game. Now we'll see if the Texas offense can make it a fun battle. Sark v. Brett Venables. Remember, Brett Venables is back calling the defensive plays. He's back. He is the defensive coordinator again for Oklahoma. He'd been handing those off the last couple of years, but he is back to doing it, which he's one of the best in the business. One more time, the first quarter coverage of our On Texas Football Watch Along brought to you by Driven Auto Sales, drivenoutosales.net. More than friendly, more than fair. Also, it's always brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka. I might go grab one at halftime. We'll see because there's a bar here at Progress Coffee and Beer Bar in Buda, Texas, where I am today. But Tito's is always the go-to spot. We'll tell you more about them here coming up. We appreciate them. Is Bobby at the game, Jerry? Is that the deal?
Yeah, he is not. No, he is not. He is doing his own watch with himself, and then we'll have the post game after the game.
All right, Longhorns are not going to get any yards on first down. By the way, let me tell you that Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. It's distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Serve responsibly. So Longhorns 2 runs and 2 negatives. The offensive line getting no push and getting blown up essentially. So now it's going to be 3rd and long from the Longhorn 18-yard line. 2 carries for a -2.
And I know David Stone made a play there, but you're not going to be able to bounce runs after you press the pocket in this game.
No freaking way.
You can't do that. Trey Weiser, he's got to take 1 yard and be happy with it at times in this game. You're not going to be able to press the hole and bounce runs against Oklahoma.
And now you're in 3rd and 12.
Yeah, 2 negative runs.
So you got to stick it up in there, man, and get what you can.
Yeah, this is a tough runs game, is what it is.
Yeah, Oklahoma hasn't even tried to run yet. Doesn't feel like. I mean, unless it's Mateer at this point, they're not even handing the ball off. Their offense is built around their quarterback. Texas trying to establish a run, and it's hurting them because it's gotten them a penalty and then a couple of negatives.
No, that wasn't going to do it on third. That wasn't going to do it on 3rd and 12.
You know,
they'll decline the penalty.
And another penalty on Texas, but fortunately, their Sooners not in a position to accept it. They're happy to take a punt.
I mean, look, hey, Brandon Morgan, I agree. It's time to put James Simon in. You got to quit worrying about pass protection at this point. There, pass protection is what it is. It doesn't matter who the running back is. Put the best runner in the football game, guys. This is not – you got to put your best runner in, somebody that has violence in right now at the running back position. I don't care about the pass pro at this point. You gave up 1 million pressures last week. It doesn't matter. Put the best runner in the game and move on.
Yeah, Longhorns very similar to the offense against Ohio State and Florida, just not at all with an identity. And I agree with you. You got to put someone on. You got to put a game-breaking type player on the field that's going to get positive yards and fall forward. Trey Wisner so far trying to bounce and do his Le'Veon Bell thing, and that's just not going to work in this game. But the offensive line and the holes aren't being created, it doesn't feel like, and now the penalties are back again a problem. So ugly so far, but the defense is, this is kind of what we expected. If you had some illusions that the Longhorns were all of a sudden going to come out and be a well-oiled offensive machine, I think you were expecting too much. They're in the ball game, and now they need the defense to get another stop for them.
Good job, Bomeister, flipping the field.
Yeah, good punt. Real good punt. 25-yard line is where Oklahoma will start for this 3rd drive of theirs. They've got a field goal and a punt so far. Great defense. Anthony Hill waiting for that end around. This might be his final Texas OU game, guys, from Denton, Texas, about 40 miles north, and probably most expect him to be in the NFL draft if he's healthy in April. Defense is seems to be on point outside of a 3rd down where they got kind of caught with a quick snap. Other than that, they've been pretty effective so far. Oklahoma doesn't even try to hand the ball to a running back, guys. Everything they do is gimmick runs and then John Mateer making plays.
And again, they just tried to run it up in there. They got 1.5 yards, so we're at 3rd and 7.5. And look, it's the one big difference in Oklahoma and Florida is Florida has Jaden Baugh as a 10-year pro and a better interior offensive line. Texas is winning up front in this game if the offense can help this defense out at all today. And this is early in the game. And Texas, I think, will wear on them as the game moves along, too, with depth and the talent of depth versus the Oklahoma offensive line. So there's some really good signs here in terms of stopping the run and winning in the pocket. But, again, now the coverage was soft and they get beat underneath.
Dude, I'm going to lose it on this stream if we keep 3rd and 7+ and freaking first downs being allowed.
That was a good little rub route, essentially. Another drop by Oklahoma. They're helping Texas out. That was a good little rub route. The slot receiver kind of ran a little rub at Anthony Hill, and then they just came in right underneath him.
I just don't know why they're dropping though beyond the first down line. I mean, that's
that's the problem. You got to play
too much depth.
Too much depth.
It's just not smart football right there. That's third down conversions all Oklahoma so far. They are 3 for 5.
Here's my problem with that. All right, it's 3rd and 7. You've got Anthony Hill, one of the best defensive players in the country. If you've got a call where he's 12 yards off the ball on 3rd and 7, that call probably needs to go away.
Oh, there's your pick, Manny Muhammad.
There it is, right there.
Pressure, but we got a flag. Are they going to call grounding?
Grounding, or
are they going to call a hold?
Yeah,
not
Texas.
Grounding. I meant late hit. They called it ineligible. Good.
All right, that's on OU. Texas will have the ball. The first turnover of the game goes to Texas, and Longhorns defense, which it needs to do, makes a play. Good to have Manny Muhammad back. He missed last week. He's from South Oak Cliff and makes the first significantly big play of this game for the Longhorns.
Probably his last Texas OU game as well.
Sure. Yeah, Michael Taft for sure. Anthony Hill.
Thank goodness it was.
Hey, that's the pressure on Mateer. I mean, right there, it's really good pressure. Brought Anthony Hill in the blitz. He read the blitz, made a poor throw. He threw it the wrong direction. Look, he had – obviously they just showed the replay. He had the guy on the left side, but really good play by Manny Muhammad, opportune Texas defense. Now the offense has to pay them back right here. Ball at the 42.
Jerry, here's my deal with Ant Hill with that frustration. I go by the old Will Muschamp quote.
Good run.
You don't train a thoroughbred to run backwards.
Yeah.
All right, there is a good run off left side for Texas. Maybe that can get this thing going. As Jarrett Gibson put his foot in the ground and got north-south. I think Steve Sarkisian was seeing what you were seeing, Jerry. You can't dance in this game. You got to get upfield. The Longhorn blocking was good on that one. So a turnover turns into a second
there
and
short.
Go,
Trey Wisner. That's two tough runs by Wisner. First down.
There you go. Longhorns and just don't get a penalty, but the defense creates the turnover, and now the offense trying to take advantage of it. That's how these games go, guys. The momentum in the building is palpable.
Much better by Trey. You gotta, Jerry. You hit on point, and that's Trey Wisner's adjustment. You got to see it and you got to hit it.
Hey, good throw and catch here. Offensive line held up.
Arch Manning didn't panic, got out of the pocket, and made a throw across his body.
Yeah, it's a big completion. I mean, good pass protection up front. It was zone look. Didn't force it.
And got some pretty good protection that time, guys. I mean, he actually had time, and then he was able to slide out of the pocket and hit a secondary play.
Here comes another flag. Look, there's a lot of positives for Texas. Despite being down 3-0, I'm starting to see some real positives from Texas on the lines of scrimmage.
Yeah.
In this game, but again, hold by Texas, and now we're at 1st and 20 again.
It's on Emmett Mosley. I mean, it's just self-inflicted ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, I feel like we need to take the Blake muted, like OSHA sign from Coffee Football and start one for Watch With Us.
Oh, that's such a bad play, Emmett Mosley. Golly. I mean,
It has been 0 drives since the offense had a penalty.
That's such an easy flag.
Yeah, it's just, you
got to let him go at that point. What are you doing?
Yeah, now it's 1st and 20. You'd rather just have him.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. You know what that was going to be? That looked like? Goosby's down, guys. He's got to get up on this one. See if they now who are they going to bring out left tackle here? I guess it's Jaden Chapman.
Yeah, you can't leave him out there with this speed on defense if he can't plant on that ankle. Looks like he can fight through that, but this is dire straits now with the tackle situation. And Oklahoma's going to go out. You got a freshman and now a left tackle who's brand new to the game, and it's 2nd and 25 because the Longhorns, again, after some positive plays, are going backwards.
I'm bringing blitzes on the left side if I'm Oklahoma.
100%. 100%. You got inexperience big time in the whole left side. You just need a positive play here. They're looking for screen and saw it.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be a double pass?
I
think so. I think they were going to do Trey Wisner throwing the ball that time, but
I do too on that. I do too on that screen, guys. Remember that play later on. You were almost in field goal range. You got a good kicker in Mason Shipley. Let's see if Texas can get to a field goal attempt on this 3rd down. Zone coverage. Oh, that was a bad play by Arch. He had him on the shallow cross, and he held the football.
Well, are they in field goal range? You're in the 36-yard line. It really depends on.
It depends on the wind. I mean, but this is one that Arch came forward and he had him on the shallow cross. He looked at him and held the football. Now, they may have been it's hard. That's easy to say for me. There may have been the linebacker may have been closing on that play really quickly. We're going for a 55-yarder. Here we go.
Tight end screen maybe cooked the rest of the game because OU's just sitting on it now.
Well, especially on down and distance when they know Texas is going to try to get rid of the ball. They're obviously feeling that and seeing it. I don't know. I kind of like the punt idea here, but we'll see if Mason Shipley can make me. Yeah. Off the crossbar, off the right side bar, and the Longhorns are going to give great field position to Oklahoma after showing their best offense so far the first quarter. They go backwards again and miss a 55-yard field goal. Advantage OU. Don't take advantage of the turnover.
I mean, that's this season. That drive is this season in a nutshell for Texas. They had positivity. Arch makes a couple of really good plays. They make a couple of good runs. They get another hold on a play. You just got to let it go if you're beat. That's like a bad hold. Just let it go. I mean, you can't just hug the guy around the waist. They're going to throw the flag every time, and he held on extended period of time. At that point, you just got to let it go. Those are the penalties that have just crushed this team this year. They start putting the drive together, then you get another hold, and then you're at 1st and 20 against a good defense. It's just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, all year long, no question about it. Sark said last Monday they had a come to Jesus meeting about it and thinks it'll get better, but it has not. And Oklahoma's an aggressive defense, but you just cannot keep stabbing yourself. And now Oklahoma's got an offensive lineman that's on the ground. So
and they're already lacking depth because they have a number of guys ruled out in this game. One that was a starter in the Auburn game, and this is Derek Simmons. He's been playing hurt this year.
That was kind of a weird play, weird injury to see, but we'll see. I mean, this one more play to run in the first quarter, so they're going to see if they can tend to this. And our first quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales, also Allied Medical Emergency. And I am live at the Progress Cafe and Beer Bar in Buda, Texas. If you want to come on out, and they put me in the front room. Great crowd in there. They're hooping and hollering about that interception, and they were all bumming when the field goal hit the bar. I will say for Mason Shipley, plenty of leg guys from 55.
Yeah.
That thing was 15 feet up the crossbar, up the post there. So
since it was over 50 yards, I don't have right hash PTSD. That was a 55-yarder. Since it was outside 50, I'm hanging on.
Oh, I see you there. Longhorns guy got pushed right in and took out the knee. That's
and Simmons had already had a sore. Brandon Drum from Oklahoma, OU Insider. He was on the show Friday and talked about how Simmons had already been playing hurt. I believe he said left leg. So
might be it.
Yeah.
All right, so approaching the end of the first quarter here, 3-0 Oklahoma. Texas had their best drive off of a Manny Muhammad interception and not able to capitalize. By the way, good one in the Big Ten. It's 10-7 Indiana right now. They are also starting the second quarter as Indiana has answered the bell so far with a touchdown and a field goal in the first half.
Eric hits 27. That made me laugh. Thank you. He said Bobby knows the best way to watch a game alone in your hotel room.
It's true.
It's a good one. Any humor is good right now. All right, this will be we're done with the quarter, guys, and
yeah, that's going to get it to the quarter. Bobby knows the best way for sure, and we're watching it with you on Texas Football Watch Along, and we appreciate you being there with our great partners at Driven Auto Sales, Allied Medical Emergency, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and we'll have another great partner coming in here in the second quarter. But guys, the quarter, I think you just said it perfectly, Jerry and Jeff. That drive, the microcosm of the season so far. You can't take advantage of your own prosperity by converting an interception and a turnover into points. It looked like you were going to after Arch Manning rolled left and hit, DeAndre Moore for a chunk play. And then you again went backwards with a penalty that Emmett Mosley can't make, then a negative play on what looked to be a trick play, and then a missed field goal. That kind of is where the Longhorns are right now. That sequence of plays after the wing or the DeAndre Moore catch.
Three penalties, 25 yards. Yeah, I mean, look, so super chat here. Jason Oblinsky, when are you guys going to start holding Sark? Look, I'm always the guy that says it starts at the top. He's the head coach. Everything in this game everything starts with a head coach, and it goes down from there. For the people that want position coaches fired, well, who hired him? Who's been with him 7 years? Who okays everything? Whose scheme is it? I mean, everything starts with a head coach and what filters down from there. So, to your point, I mean, I'm not one of those that says that there's accountability to go all around when you're playing this poorly on one side of the ball. Because again, he's the head coach. It's his scheme. Nothing is okayed. Nothing gets by his desk without his approval. So it always starts with the head coach in sports.
100%. I think it's a fair question. We've had the conversation all week long. Brett Venables in 4 years with his recruits and his identifying players has built an elite defense. Whenever he got there, Lincoln Riley had a terrible defense, and he's fixed it. Sark is in year 5, and as I hear Rod Babers and you guys talk about all the time, Sark does not have anything close to an elite offense, and that's frustrating. So that's where the Longhorns are, down 3-0. Hello, Coach Shipley.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Give us your thoughts.
Frustrating.
Good, bad, and ugly.
It's a good adjective.
Yeah, but also more of the same, right?
Yeah, it really is at this point.
The penalties are really the headline. The defense looks like it came to play, Bob, so you can lean on that, it feels like.
Yeah, no doubt. The penalties have got to be – we've got to resolve that situation. We're not good enough to be able to overcome the penalties.
Boom. You said it, Coach. That's exactly that's the difference between this team and I mean, you look at the last 2 years, Texas has been one of the most penalized teams in the country. The difference was they were talented enough to where, okay, we're first and 15 or second and 18, whatever it is, you're good enough to overcome that. You're not there right now.
Nope.
No, not at all.
Not close. And there was a spark with a Manny Muhammad pick and then looked like a good drive, but again, it went backward. Anytime the Longhorns have had a positive feel offensively, there's been a penalty that has derailed it, and it's been holding calls on Nick Brooks, holding call on Emmett Mosley, and you got to clean those up. But what's your thoughts on the defense so far, Coach? I mean, Oklahoma's trying to go real fast, especially on third down, to keep the NASCAR package off the field. It looks like caught them in a transition early in the drive, but it looks like the defense is figuring some things out here later in that first quarter, now into the second.
Yeah, they really have. That first drive was really tough on Texas trying to substitute. When Oklahoma was not substituting, they can't do that. And I'm hoping we'll get caught up with the game and be okay. We can't substitute without OU substituting. That's obvious.
Yeah. And that's how they caught him that big third down and got the conversion. But since then, they've really clamped down. And so it's going to be another big third down. John Mateer has been very good on third down. It's 3rd and 7. But the defensive line is winning against a suspect Oklahoma offensive line. We kind of thought they could, and we're seeing it. Now we'll see if they can get off the field again after the missed field goal. Another conversion for Mateer. Great throw up the seam to his tight end. That's just a good throw into coverage. This is why Mateer, before he was injured, was leading the Heisman race. I mean, he just is a guy that makes plays in big spots. He's got this Sooner team now 4 for 6 on third downs, and several of them in 3rd and more than 7.
Oklahoma's 2 for 3 on 3rd and 9+ today.
Yep.
That's just you're not going to win a lot of football games that way.
Yeah, and they're not getting pressure on those third downs. They're getting pressure in general, but on those third downs, we're not seeing it consistently. And now Blaylock, the freshman running back, rips off the Sooners' best run of the game. Freshman out of the North Houston area. And now the Sooners have gotten a drive, and they're trying to take advantage of the missed field goal and the good field position so far they have. It started with that third down conversion. All right, Longhorns, that could be grounding there. We'll see. There's not a receiver. He didn't leave the pocket. He's going to say miscommunication with his receiver, but either way, he wasn't under pressure. The problem, Longhorns didn't get to him. Uh-oh, this is a trick play, guys. This is a trick play, and Texas snuffed it out. Oh, still got completed, but Lance Jackson actually crushed the receiver. They're trying to do a double pass that time, and Longhorns had good coverage, but a nice play by the receiver to get it completed. J.W. Gibson.
Yeah, you're ahead of me. Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait on you guys.
The play just happened for me. Big third down here.
3rd and 2. This is manageable. We'll see if Texas can snuff it out. It's probably field goal range at this point for OU, but great to be 2-down territory as well. That's kind of the this says Sarkey does give up play calling or find a new job. Thank you, sports fan Jack. That's kind of the story of that that play right there, Jeff. I mean, Longhorns do a good job of staying disciplined and snuffing out a trick play, and they still complete it for 8 yards. That is credit to Oklahoma, but that's the way this game has gone so far.
I do like Gilbo on that play, though. Gilbo made a really nice play to get off a block and go make a tackle.
Yeah, he did.
And number 40, Lance Jackson's getting a lot of early play here.
Yeah.
You can tell the way they're rotating defensive lineman coach that Sark is expecting this to be that's over 90 degrees. It's probably going to be a 4th quarter game. He's trying to keep as many guys fresh as he can, and we'll see if that pays dividends way down the road. But our 2nd quarter is brought to you by Callahan's General Store. Since 1978, Callahan's is still family-owned and operated right here in southeast Austin, Texas, between downtown and the airport, right off of 183. It's got everything you need for your yard essentials, gardens. I got the whole area there right back in the back left corner. They got everything for if you got live animals and furry friends and pets. They've got everything you need. Plus, they've got a drive-in bay where you just drive your truck in there. They'll load up everything you need, and don't have to carry heavy bags as fertilizers or pet food or animal food, whatever it might be. They've got you covered at Callahan's General Store. Get on there. Now they have extended hours too. They're open Monday through Saturday from 8 in the morning until 6 at night at Callahan's General Store. The great people of Callahan's bringing us our 2nd quarter. Longhorns do face a 3rd down when we come back. What do you make of the penalties, Coach? I mean, I know it's at some point you just are barking at things like a dog in the backyard, but I mean they are they're killing this team right now.
Yeah, they really are. What are we averaging? Like 9 penalties a game?
Yes.
Excuse me.
And they're sitting at 3 for 25 at this point, which 3 1/4 is on your pace for 12. And they're killing drives right now. This says Texas might be the most undisciplined team in the nation. Penalties are unbearable. Also, what are these play calls by Sark? But I like the play calls, Jeff, early in the drives, and then they get a penalty and it's 1st and 20, and he gets very conservative, which is kind of by nature at that point against this defense.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like he just doesn't have a lot of answers when they get that far behind the chains. And I don't know a lot of coaches. You're just not talented enough, as we said, to overcome some of that stuff. I just look against this defense. If you're just going to try to run, a lot of screens and slow developing stuff, it's going to be a really long day against a defense that's as fast and as physical and as violent as this defense you're facing today is. So you've got to be able to put together a drive where you're in the realm of staying on schedule. You just can't have those big 10-yard penalties or the big negative plays. You can't overcome that right now.
No question about it. And remember, this is an Oklahoma defense that has had 3 weeks essentially to get ready for this game and game plan for Texas. They had the bye week after the Auburn win and then Kent State. And there wasn't much game planning for Kent State, I can't imagine. That's one of the worst teams in all of football. But they also have only allowed 36 points all year, Coach. I mean, this is kind of their style of game. And Texas needs to get John Mateer off the field on 3rd downs when they have a chance. And so far they have not.
Yeah. Their defense is really good. I'm looking for Sark to open up the offense a little bit. I want to see some quick screens to wide receivers, and I want to see Texas get into the quick game offensively.
All right, another 3rd down stop for Texas, and now it's going to be 4th and 1. Is Oklahoma going to take the 3 points, or they're going to go for it here? It's kind of a tough spot for Ben Arbuckle. We just saw the quarterback run on 3rd and short. They don't really have a traditional run game that they can lean on here, or we'll see if they do. But 4th and 1, I don't know what the play call will be. Can Texas bow up and get a big early momentum start? And I know you guys are a little bit behind me, so I'll let it play out here.
Yeah, I'd look for Mateer to carry the ball on this play.
Well, nope. They handed off to a big bruising back who got initially contacted in the backfield but fell forward for the first down. And Oklahoma's going to have a fresh set of downs here. Good call that time. Used the right package and got a little power package on the field against Texas.
We had a chance on that play.
We did. Penetration was there, but back found a crease and then showed some power, broke a tackle. Now it's all about proportions of field goal attempt and not giving up 6 points here because that could be brutal, tough to overcome in this game. There it is. There's a sack for Colin Simmons in this game. It's after a lot of pressure. Came after they flushed John Mateer to his right and then were able to corral him, and that means good coverage downfield that time. Seen some busted coverages early in this game from the back secondary, not on that play, and that got Colin Simmons a sack. First sack against a Power 4 team so far this year, guys.
No way. Are you serious?
Power 4, yeah, they didn't have one against Ohio State or Florida. Now they have a sack against Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
It's not ideal.
No. And now it's going to be 3rd and long again, Jeff. This is where you're going to throw your computer screen somewhere because if they
Oklahoma already has 5 tackles for loss in this game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And now it's going to be the big 3rd and 10. This is a chance to force a long field goal and keep yourself, within 6 points. But Mateer has been great on these 3rd downs. He's 4 for 7 so far, and as Jeff, you gave the stat, he's been good in these 3rd and more than 8 in this game. Texas has to tighten up in coverage.
It's a good open field stop by Ant Hill.
Oh, man, Texas. And they're going into the Texas end of the field, so it got very loud, and they may have to use their first timeout, and they do. Actually, Oklahoma's already used 2 timeouts, guys, here. 10 minutes to play in the second quarter.
They used one, I think it was before that last 3rd and 2 was when they used their first one.
Boy, you'd like to see something if you got PK dialing something up here. If you feel like you can cover enough in the back end, you got to get something home here. Because if you from the 24-yard line, a negative play, big negative play could affect the field goal. And you just want to get off the field here. But what are you guys bringing? Base defense? You think they should come with something?
So ex-J-Bo saying O-line is a skid mark on white undies.
That's worth $5. That's worth $5. That's worth $5.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
No doubt.
I saw that one earlier. I was wondering when that one was going to pop up on the screen.
All right, 3rd and 10, guys, back from the timeout. Oklahoma down to 1, but boy, if they used it well, you get a first down here. This can be a difference between settling for 3 and trying to get 7 points for the Sooners. And 7 points in this game could be a lot. 5-man pressure. They do get pressure, and they're going to get a sack. Well, I think he's going to cross the line of scrimmage, so we'll see. But either way, yeah, he got a yard, but it's going to be a heavy pressure, no doubt. Good pressure that time. Colin Simmons, Brad Spence on the secondary pressure. And it was a bad snap, too. John Mateer had to try to catch that ball as it was bouncing around and had to take his eyes off the field. So the Oklahoma kicker, Tate Sandell, is 1 for 1, the left footer. He had kicked a 42-yarder earlier, and we'll see if he can make a 41-yarder. Yeah, right down the middle. 2 good kickers in this game. Mason Shipley missed a 55-yarder that was plenty of leg, and now Sandell is 2 for 2, and the Longhorns need an answer here with 9:09 to go in the second quarter. Oklahoma now 120 total yards. John Mateer has thrown for 100, but got off the field 4 for 8 on 3rd downs now, Jeff. At least that was they got off the field on a 3rd and long that time.
Good things happen when you have Anthony Hill moving toward the ball.
Yes.
So I'll have more of that, please. More of that. Now I'm a big play differential guy, right? Because that's when your defense can get worn down. Oklahoma's plus 17 in play differential. So obviously if you're Texas, you need points. And you got to sustain something right here. You got to give your defense a break.
Yeah, no half step, and all of Mateer's passes have been over the middle. Why can't we figure out how to stop it? We will. I have confidence in us.
Yes.
No half step, and that's one of those deals where a lot of defenses are going to be vulnerable. It's just the way football is today. If you're going to attack them at the second level. If you can get their linebackers crossed up, typically your safeties aren't going to be as good in coverage as your corners. That's really where they've attacked them. That big one by Deion Burks was over the middle of the field. I think that was just maybe a blown coverage or a really good call by Arbuckle. They've hit him down the seam a couple of times. So you just want to kind of make things difficult on their linebackers.
Yeah, but I appreciate your point, Jeff, about this defense. They are rotating guys, but it is 90-plus degrees today. Bright blue sky at the Cotton Bowl. Fourth quarter freshness will be a factor because both coaches are trying to play this low scoring. They've got to get a drive here. Since our offense can't sustain drives, should we just start throwing medium to deep passes and hope a few may hit for big gains? Well, again, the penalties are so critical because it's only 3 for 25, but they're coming at the beginning of drives, and both of the two most critical penalties, coach, have come after an explosive play. The Longhorns have hit something that can set them up for some momentum and some rhythm, and it sets them back to 1st and 20. That makes it very difficult against this defense.
Yeah, BK817, I agree with you. We're going to have to start converting some third down plays, and
0 for 3 so far
right now. Down. They've doubled us up on yardage.
Yeah, and Jeff, you just pointed out the plays. I mean, you got to start working on this defense, but that's what happens when you have penalties, and you also can't line up and just run the football and start to affect the defense. They're just not right now, and it's we're past the scripted plays at this point, I would guess, but we'll see what Sark's got coming out of this. In the latest possession, they missed a field goal last time, but it shouldn't have been 55 yards if you don't go backwards after the DeAndre Moore catch. That was an explosive play for you.
Yeah, it's just I like Coach's idea. Coach, what's funny is we talked. I know you've been on a couple streams with Rod this week, so I know you guys have talked about it because I know Rod and I did on Football Theory. You want to try to get the quick game going. The key word there is quick. It's got to hit quick against this defense. If you try to anything, any long drawn out plays that take a while to develop, slow developing stuff, dude, it will get eaten alive by this defense.
Yeah, 100%. I really thought we'd see some quick screens to our receivers. We haven't seen much of that yet, but I'm hoping we will. It's like a running play. Just throw it outside your receivers and let them block and make some plays.
Well, I'm with you, Coach, but then your receiver, Emmett Mosley, can't just reach out and grab somebody and get you a 10-yard penalty. So we'll see where this goes. But they just showed, we know that John Mateer is a tough dude. I mean, the Longhorn put his helmet right on his right hand on that short yardage play that he ran. And that's, he had surgery 17 days ago on that thumb, and he's out there getting banged. I mean, that's a tough dude, number 10 for Oklahoma. See if the Longhorns can find some rhythm here offensively. And you can see him kind of holding that thumb and hand in a towel right now. So keep an eye on John Mateer. That was a direct hit to the surgically repaired thumb.
If you just like old school football, man, this is a fun game. If you just like old school physical football, I mean, these two teams will beat the hell out of each other all day.
There's the quick pass to the receiver you like there, Coach Ryan Wingo, just in man coverage, get 5 yards. That's like a run play on first down.
Exactly. Right. To Coach, I think that's what Coach was getting at. Your quick game, your perimeter screens, if you hit them quick, it's basically like a long handoff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was it. Yeah, they got 4 yards on that one, so that's about 2nd and 5.5. So Longhorns need a drive here with Arch Manning.
All right. Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing this 37-yard game.
Yeah, Trey Wisner broke through the early contain, and much like last year in this game, run loose down the middle of the field. Trey Wisner from DeSoto, Texas, in high school was the star of this game last year for the Longhorns, and it was later in the game. They had a rough first quarter, and then he broke out second quarter into the third. See if Wisner can replicate that. Good downfield blocking that time by Texas, and no penalty on the play.
Yeah, that's what we needed right there.
Even better.
Yeah, because I think Longhorn fans at this point, I'm sure you guys out there are just waiting to see that little yellow flag pop up. That time, nothing on the Trey Wisner explosive run. And that's what Longhorn, they flipped the field with that play. They're now at the 38-yard line, and they get, go backwards on the run play on the next play. So that's kind of what the Longhorns do. They one step forward and then a couple steps back. Let's see if they can be better this time.
Well, see, I like how Trey, since that first drive, he's changed his running style a little bit. He's being decisive. At least when he's making cuts, he's going north while he's doing it. He's getting vertical while he's doing it.
So back-to-back runs, one for Wisner, one for Christian Clark, and now the Longhorns are 3rd and 9 from the 37-yard line. Probably not yet to field goal range at this point, but see if Arch Manning can help the Longhorns pick up their first 3rd down conversion in this game. 0 for 3 so far. Yeah,
big play. A really big play right here with 7 minutes left to go in the game. Or first half.
Gotcha. Understand. Yep. No, big play here. This is a points play. Longhorns can convert, even make it to where they're thinking about going for it on 4th down here. We'll see. Longhorns need to pick up 6 or 7 yards, and or the first down would be great. But that's a long way to go against this defense.
Boom.
Yeah, Arch Manning rolling right, buying time, and DeAndre Moore with his second big catch of this game. And the Longhorns convert on 3rd down for the first time this afternoon, and they'll be in the scoring zone now. A good play by Arch. Just his receiver ran away from the defense and gave him a throwing window, and that's a nice play for the Longhorns. Pretty decent protection by Texas' offensive line too.
Yes, sir.
8 for 9 now for Arch. Again, if they don't have penalties. All right, Arch just throwing that one away. Probably a smart move right there.
Two things I like on that completion on the 3rd down. One, you're making good use of a bunch formation. Actually, 3. I'll give it 3. Bunch formation, Arch feeling the pressure getting out, and DeAndre Moore, coach, settling in on a scramble drill where he can be a big target for his quarterback.
Yeah, that's secondary passing game is going to be huge for Texas here. I mean, the ability to make a playoff schedule once the initial coverage breaks down. Now it's the 2nd down. And there's a good throw for Arch. It's going to get 9 yards to his tight end, Jack Andrews, and it's going to be 3rd and short from the 11-yard line. Nice throw that time. There's a quick one again, Coach, where you're tight. I know I'm a little ahead of you, but tight end coming underneath, and just a quick pass, get it out of his hand, and 9-yard gain.
Yeah, I just saw it. Great play.
Longhorns in short yardage. This is
God, you'd really like to get a touchdown here.
Oh, would be huge. Longhorns have played poorly, but a touchdown would give them a lead. And there's a quick pass to Parker Livingston, and they are going to get the first down on 3rd down. So back-to-back 3rd down conversions. This one will take it inside the 10, and they're going to whistle it dead at the 6-yard line.
And this is the kind of drive you needed too. I talked about the play differential. Now you're OU's only +8 because you've got a 7-play drive now. So this is their 6-play drive, I should say. This is exactly what you needed.
Yeah, if the Longhorns could punch this in, it would be massive, obviously.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was an early whistle.
I agree with you. Yeah, they never got Parker down. No, this is the dreaded red zone for Texas. If they need a touchdown here, you take a lead, even though you played poorly in this first half on offense, you take a lead with 5 minutes to go or inside 5, you feel pretty good about where you stand. Arch Manning is playing well, guys. He's 10 of 12. He's buying time and rolling. It's really been those penalties that have derailed promising drives so far. They haven't had one. They knock on this table here.
It's a second target to a bunch formation on this drive, I believe.
Longhorns are going to use a timeout here, guys, and I think Sark realizes the critical nature of this situation. Against this defense, you're not going to be 1st and goal. You don't think that often during a game. You've got to punch these in, and it's been a point of emphasis, obviously. It's been a point of frustration for Longhorn fans. Our second quarter live watch is brought to you by Callahan's General Store since 1978. Always a good day to make it a Callahan's Day. If you live in Austin, you got to make it a habit like I do. I want my yard to look great, so I go over there once a month and talk to the great people at Callahan's, and I don't know yards and gardens, but they tell me exactly what to buy, how to apply it, and here's the product for this time of year, and my yard looks great, and don't have to pay an expensive service to do it for me. I do it myself, but Callahan's helps me out. They're great people, family-owned, family-operated since 1978 between downtown and the airport, right off I-183. They're online at callahansgeneralstore.com. Promising drive. But this is one of those that the coach will feel like a bummer, a negative to deflate the crowd if they don't get a touchdown, have to settle for 3. You'll take 3 at this point, but at the same time, you'd love to see a touchdown on the board to steal the momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. 2nd and 3, great opportunity for Texas. We're getting close. We're down 120 yards to 119. We're starting to make up some difference.
By the way, Big Ten game, it's Oregon and Indiana 10-10 so far. Indiana's been every part the worthy opponent. People wondered if they could go, into that spot in Eugene and play like a top 10 team. So far they have. It's 10-10, but a very good game there. And the Longhorns are going to take the lead at the Cotton Bowl. Those are the 2 biggest games of the midday window.
Man, if I'm Sark, I go to that split zone RPO. So that way I've got the option to give it, pull it, or pull it, and then hopefully you get injuries out there or a tight end or a back out in the flat. Give yourself 3 good scoring options.
Just says don't run a toss sweep. Thank you very much, JS. You're right about that. This drive has been the best of the day so far. 9 plays, 75 yards. It included the Trey Wisner, long run, which really jump-started this entire drive. Wisner, 37 yards. It gives him 40 on the game. It says Justice Terry up the middle. I like that, Michael. I like that. Something.
Thanks, Michael.
I wouldn't want to tackle that dude. I can tell you that. But here we go. Turning point. Remember, we're already thinking about it with 4 minutes to go. The Longhorns do get the ball coming out of halftime. They won the toss, deferred the kick. Oklahoma kicked an opening field goal, but the Longhorns would have a chance here to score a touchdown and possibly double dip. We're 4 minutes to go in the half, so still a lot of time. But regardless, this drive much needed. Good confidence builder for our young O-line and personnel. 100%. And the key to the drive, guys, is there hadn't been a penalty.
Come on. Hey. We haven't drive ain't over yet. Don't jinx it.
I know. But I did. You heard me, Joe. I said key to this point, they haven't had a penalty.
Okay.
And that's why they moved the ball.
I give you that.
To this point, it can always happen. And it seems to for this team in 2025 at the most inopportune times. And here we go. Longhorns on 2nd down. It's going to be play action. And Arch Manning's going to throw it into the stands. At that point, his coverage was tight, and now he's going 3rd and goal. When play action, Oklahoma's linebackers didn't bite and really had nowhere to go once Jack Endries was covered up. Actually, it was Parker Livingstone. Actually, it looks like he was open, but good recovery by the Oklahoma defensive back. Arch needed to throw that sooner. He had off the snap right after the play action. He had Parker open.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that on 3rd and 3, but it is what it is.
Well, now it's 3rd down. That was 2nd down. We'll see what they call here.
He certainly needs to throw that earlier.
And it's going to be incomplete, and the Longhorns are going to probably kick a field goal here. But Arch, it's in the red zone. The ball's got to come out real quick, and the windows are going to be so small. Yeah. Ball's got to come out. I think it's just tough. It's such a compressed spot. He did get a pass into Livingstone that was incomplete and almost tipped up in the air and could have been dangerous. But Longhorns, we'll see what Sark does here. I think he's got to kick a field goal, would be my guess.
Well, yeah, take the points because you get the ball back to start the second half. So if your defense you can.
No, points are premium here. So it's just a 22-yard field goal. Frustrating, obviously, to not get 6 here. But Mason Shipley he missed a 55-yarder earlier with a hit the post, goal post. But here we go. He makes it 22 yards in Texas on the board. So unlike the Ohio State game a month ago, they won't be shut out in the first half. They're going to have an opportunity. And that's really, that was a much-needed drive, guys, to go 12 plays, 75 yards. Frustrating. You couldn't, the red zone issues are there. But I felt like that Parker Livingston play, the play action, it just had to come out a little quicker, and you might have had a touchdown because the Oklahoma coach, I think you've seen the replay now, they blew that coverage. I mean, they left Parker Livingston wide open, and Arch didn't throw it. And by the time he saw it, they recovered, but they were pointing fingers at each other in the end zone after that play.
I don't know. Sark gets paid a lot more than I do to do this. And I'm sitting in my office and he's on the sideline coaching this game. I just don't like throwing it. I mean, I want to give my quarterback and give my offense as much margin for error as possible. So I want to run some legit RPOs down there by the goal line. I don't know. That's just me.
I'm with you.
I'm with you, Jeff. No doubt.
Well, I mean, the ideal situation for Texas with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the quarter is to get a quick stop, get the ball back, and see if they can score again with the ball coming out of halftime. That would be the mission here. because Oklahoma's going to try to go into 4-minute offense, obviously, and score the last points of the half if they can. See if the Longhorns can make that happen. But defense has been on point, been really good in this game. It's really about those 3rd and longs that John Mateer has converted 4 of them out of 8 tries. But the Longhorns have gotten them to 3rd down 8 times in this half, and they just need to get off the field in those spots. They do have a couple of they're pressured. They've stopped the run to this point, so some wins for the Longhorns. That really is the difference in this game and last week, Coach. Defense has shown up, and it's going to keep it the low-scoring kind of game you want it to be.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, here comes Mateer 424. This is critical. End of halves are always end and then start of the second, always big in a game like this. Can Texas get that ball back and try to score again, build on the momentum their offense had? Defense wants to get the ball back. Plenty of time here. First down completion, much like Texas was doing. Quick passes for Mateer to essentially long run plays there.
Well, this is every bit the rock fight I thought it would be, though.
Yeah, 100%. Very even in a lot of the statistical categories so far, and just if Mason Shipley makes the field goal, it's tied.
This is two really good defenses and 2 offenses that are on the struggle bus.
There's Brad Spence with a tackle for loss. It's going to force a 3rd down as he shot the gap and took down the running back. Nice play that time. Got ahead of the blocker. That's a play down. It's a downhill linebacker play right there, guys.
Yeah, good play with a 3-man front.
Here's that 3rd down. We were talking about, guys, to get the ball back before the half and try to, really take some momentum here. But you got to get off the field, and Mateer's tough to do that against. Watch Mateer's legs here. He can take off. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, that's Mateer just making a play, guys. It took him a minute, but much like we saw Arch Manning doing the previous drive, buying time to find a man down the field, and the Longhorns probably should have knocked that ball down. That's now 5 for 9 on 3rd down for John Mateer. It's really the difference in this game so far, that and the penalties. And there's a creased run for Oklahoma now. Finally getting a little push in their run game with Torrey Blaylock. That's going to be their best run, one of their best runs of this game. 11-yard gain up the middle. Yeah, mark that 3rd down, guys, because that if they can try to, bleed this clock and score before the half, that was the chance to get off the field to get the ball back for Arch Manning.
That was an insanely tight window he fit that ball into.
I know. Tip your cap. But at the same time, you gotta get them off the field there. There's a false start on Oklahoma, so now the penalties are going to be even 3 apiece. Maybe this can derail that drive because they're going to be 1st and 15. All right, now it's a 2-minute warning, guys, and this is a big spot here. Longhorns have them against the chains, 1st and 15. And still plenty of time. Longhorns have 2 timeouts left. This is, this last 2 minutes is huge for both sides. If somebody could get a field goal before the half in a game where points are the premium, would be huge, especially with Texas getting the ball out of the second half. But what are we thinking here as far as how aggressive you think Oklahoma will be, Jeff?
Well, if I'm Ben Arbuckle, because where are they? They're at the minus 45.
They're at the 45. Yep.
I may try to take a shot in that 9 to 15-yard range, see what happens. If you've got 2nd and 5-ish, then I'd probably go try to score. If it's incomplete and then you're 2nd and long, I may just try to make Texas burn some timeouts, punt the ball, and play field position. I don't know. That's just my initial thought. I don't know. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good strategy.
Good time to remind you at our 2-minute warning that one of our great partners here on the show, Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito is Tito Beverage is a tremendous partner for so many folks here in Central Texas, all over Texas, all over the world. Also, he's a lifetime Longhorn. Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's favorite vodka for a reason. Known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled, 5th generation, incorporated, Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. You might want to pour yourself a Tito's at the half. Longhorns are in this ball game. Last week, they were down 19-7 by the half. This one in a much better place, and kind of the game we thought it would be, with a low-scoring points premium game, no touchdowns scored. Just and really, Coach, with 2 minutes to go in the half, the separator in this game so far, a missed field goal, some critical penalties, and then otherwise we'd be tied right now. But the stats are pretty even.
Yeah, they are. And I've said all week, this is a must-win game for Texas.
Yeah.
And so if Sark has anything in his arsenal he hadn't pulled out yet, he has to pull it out this game. This is a must-win game. If we don't see it this game, I don't know if we're going to see it this season.
I'm with you, Coach, 100%. I don't know what you're saving it for at that point.
No, you have no reason to save anything. You have to win this game for recruiting, for the SEC standings, for the future of your season. You have to win this game, so you don't leave anything in the chamber. You've got to shoot every shot that you have.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. I mean, it's the crossroads game. We've built it all week long. I mean, win and you can get your season back on track with some winnable, some favorable matchups coming. Lose and 3-3 after 6 games is and all the goals you started out with are out the window, and it's really about getting to a bowl game at that point with a tough schedule. So that's where the Longhorns are. But they have played better. Haven't played perfect yet, but showing signs here in this second quarter. Maybe they weathered that early frustration and can get control of this game. But this is a critical moment here. 1st and 15. Again, if you can get the ball back, try to go to half at 6-3, you're fine. If you can go to half at 6-6, would be up. What you don't want to do is go to half behind further than you are right now, and that's what this next 2 minutes will determine.
I'll go back something you mentioned though. I'm pretty sure there's only been 2 drives today for Texas where you have not had a penalty. There was a 3-and-out early, and then that last scoring drive. So, but you did have a negative play to start that drive with the 3-and-out. If you can get out of your way long enough to build some confidence and get into a flow offensively, you can make something happen.
Yeah, that was a big miss. They didn't contain the outside that time. Mateer, he's going to run, and there was nobody out there. Leonga Lafau got sucked in on the play action and lead blocker for Mateer, so they picked up that penalty yards plus back. So now they're converted a 3rd down or a 2nd down now when it was 1st and 15. They come out of the timeout and do what they wanted to do. Texas's defense, that play action and letting Mateer get out the right side was bad contained, and it really cost the Longhorns that time. You got to know that his legs are going to be a big factor. And he's still playing out there with that hand, and he keeps converting, first downs, and now they're almost into field goal range. So this is the last 2 minutes that Brett Venables was wanting. Good defense that time by Texas on 1st down. The clock running. Sark's going to not use timeouts and save any. Doesn't look like. But this thing and how it's going to end on Texas's side. They need to stop. I'd like to see a sack. Because right now they are just, you're seeing on your TV screen, the green line is the makeable field goal range. They're just outside of it right now.
Are we going to get a close up on Mateer's hand every time he falls down today?
I think so. Good call that time on a little quick screen, and now they're definitely in field goal range, and they're approaching another 1st down with 30 seconds to go in the half. John Mateer engineering a real nice 4-minute offense drive here. That 3rd down back when it was 3rd and 7 earlier, where he threw it into the tight window, really looms as the biggest play of this drive and one of the bigger plays of this game. They're going to try to run one more play and not use their last timeout, but it's getting close. They're inside 10 seconds now, and now they will take a timeout. That was poor clock management by OU that time because it's 3rd and 2. They can now they have no timeouts. So what are you doing here, Coach, with no timeouts? And
you got to kick it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Boy,
yeah, you've got to kick it.
Satania went down. The official came and took the ball. There were 32 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Sooner fans aren't going to be happy about that.
No, to burn 22 seconds in a 2-minute situation before in the half, no.
Yeah, that's not good time management.
Not even a little bit.
And now you got to call a timeout because third down, you got to kick it now in case you get a bad snap or.
Yeah, you do. And you can't risk because you got to, if the ball gets, I guess you could try to throw something, to the end zone, or you could try to throw something to the out of bounds. Longhorns are going to be looking for that. You can't let this ball get caught or, you just won't have time. So, yeah, interesting. They are not kicking it. They're going to run a play here. I would be careful about trying to take a shot to the end zone right now and see if you get a penalty. But the Longhorns got to be on point here. Yeah, they're going to try to take a shot here, guys. And it's going to be picked off. Nice. Longhorns, Manny Muhammad, second in the half. I kind of thought their only choices were to go out of bounds or a sideline route or try to take a shot. And John Mateer just took 3 points off the board, at least try for it right there. Great play by Manny Muhammad. I'm
very happy about OU brain farting right there. That was some coach. I don't like criticizing coaches too much unless it's blatant. That is awful clock management.
It's a great time to say OU sucks.
Yeah, that was not wise.
Not so good time management
across your body.
Comes down like, to a 3-point game. That's going to be big.
That is. I agree with you, Coach, because as Jeff said, to have that completion to sustain you on the screen pass with 32 seconds to go and end up at 10 seconds and have to use the last timeout, that was really poor. And then that shot, John Mateer just got to throw that ball away and had time to do so. That's 3 points that Longhorns don't have to worry about. And they'll get the second half kickoff and go in with some momentum. Manny Muhammad and maybe his final Texas OU game out of South Oak Cliff, not far from that Cotton Bowl. He has got 2 interceptions. Longhorns weren't able to capitalize on the first, but they did, take 3 points off the board there. Thank you, Derek.
Yeah, it's 408. Derek, now it's 0-0-0-0, and OU still suck.
All right, that's going to take us to halftime. Thank you to Callahan's General Store and Ally Medical Emergency for bringing us that second. Right. Second, we're in the half, and that was a fast-moving half, guys. I mean, it was only 10 after 4 right now. Coach, what's your message at halftime if you're Sark?
Well, you've got to sustain drives on offense. We've got to put points on the board. There's no doubt about that. Defense is not playing bad. We've got to give up. We've got to stop giving up third down conversions. That has been the key to me at this point. But I really feel pretty good about where we are. I'm hoping Sark and his staff will make some adjustments at halftime and come out and have more success on offense. I feel like we've been kind of feeling them out, but like I said all along, there's nothing left in the chamber. You've got to put it all out there this game to win this game. This is a must-win game. And so I feel like, Texas is in a position to come out, receive the kickoff of the second half, and hopefully have a good drive, have some success, hopefully get some points. And I feel like the defense is kind of settling in a little bit.
Coach, we talked about this all week, but you've got to figure out a way. To be better on first down. And looking at first down, Texas averaging 3.2 yards of playoff first down, 7 carries minus 6 yards on first down. Like when you throw the ball, Arch is 3 for 4 for 41 yards on first down. So I think you probably just got to throw the ball on first down more, try to move the ball in chunks on first down, because your average to go distance on third down right now is about 13 yards.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
You're not going to
unsustainable.
Not at all. Not sustainable whatsoever. I do like, we've seen some signs, Coach, that the offense is getting there, right?
Yeah.
If they just get out of their way, but you gotta be better on first down, no negative plays, and no penalties. If you just get out of your own way long enough, you're putting some things together.
Yeah, we've got to sustain the run. We've got 45 yards or so rushing in the first half. We've got to establish a running game. That's the only way we're going to be able to sustain, an offensive drive in the second half. We've got to be able to run the football to win this game. So far, we hadn't been that great at running the ball, but I still think there's a chance we can do it.
I still wish, Coach, they would make, Sark would use Arch's legs a little bit more, move the pocket on early downs, get him on the move. Give him that run pass option. Hey, if it's not there, tuck it in and run. Because honestly, a 5-yard run from Arch is better than most of what you've thrown out there on offense so far.
Right. No doubt. Bobby's Mayo spreader. Can we talk how our receivers can't block as well? Hopefully we'll have a better look at that in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know if they've had enough opportunities, Coach, on especially on like the perimeter screens, the quick screens, the bubbles and things like that. I don't know that we've seen them have enough opportunities to do that.
One thing that kind of stands out to me is average yards rushing. Oklahoma 2.5 yards a rush. Texas 4.1 yards a rush. Run the ball. Run the ball.
Yeah, you've got I will say this. I do like the fact that Trey Wisner is a different runner than he was those first couple of drives. I think I don't know if that's a Chad Scott or Sark message, Coach, or if that's just a veteran realizing, look, in this game, you can't dance. You can't wait for the hole to open up exactly the way you want. You just got to see it in the minute you see daylight. You got to hit it. You got to hit it hard.
Right. Yeah. And I agree. We need for Arch to use his legs as well. He's a big part of our running game. We need to use him in the second half running the ball.
All right, guys, that's what I was going to ask you, Coach. I was listening on the way in here. Took a little potty break, but and let me remind folks, I'm at the Progress Cafe, or Progress Coffee and Beer Bar here in Buda, Texas. They're having me and hosting me in their little front room. Very cool place. There's a lot of Longhorn fans out there. There's 15 TVs. Everybody's watching the game. It's right here in Buda. It's right across from Cabela's. It's probably about a par 5 away from I-35 to the west here, but it's east of 35. Cool spot. Great spot, great patio, great people. Progress Coffee. It's full service coffee in the mornings, turns into a restaurant and bar. They have food trucks, really a cool spot. But Coach, you said, all the bullets in the chamber need to be fired here in this second half. You mentioned getting Arch's legs more involved here. What else do you think from that first half that, if you've got bullets, what are they?
Well, I think I would love for us to go to a quick screen game to our receivers. We saw that a little bit in the first half, but I really think, it's just an extended run is all it is. But give Trey Wisner some carries. Let him kind of get his rhythm in this second half. Let our offensive line kind of come off the ball a little bit and make something happen. And I think if we can do that, we can control the second half.
Is it fair to say that drive for the field goal was exactly, you want to build on what that was? And Jeff, pretty safe to say this first drive of the second half, getting the ball to get the Cotton Bowl momentum, huge here, because you deferred to the second half for a reason. You got to go get points in that first drive.
Yeah, you gotta have a really good starter here on first down. Again, you're just over 3 yards of play on first down. So this has got to be the best called drive for Sark this year. Like ideally you got to go out and get points.
Hello, Jerry Hamilton.
J-Bo, I did not. I did have my I did the double this morning. Coach Shipley, I don't know if you saw it, but on our live stream, I did a corn dog with mayo and an oatmeal cream pie.
Oh, wow.
So my stomach's been talking to me and not in a good way.
Hey, how was the weekend so far? Because I'm the first time in 20 plus years I'm not up there. Couldn't make it work schedule wise. But how was Terry Black's? How was the fair? I mean, good time up there as usual.
Terry Black's, the food was amazing. Hospitality amazing as always. It was packed. It was packed at Terry Black's Friday. It was just from a people standpoint, not saying Texas, Oklahoma fans necessarily, but just people in general. It was packed there. It was a great time. Now, it's hard to have a bad time around Texas OU unless your team gets blown out one way or the other. I'll say that.
Well, that's not going to happen. As you were jumping on here, you were off during the second quarter when the best drive of the game, the Longhorns went 75 yards and, again, couldn't punch in a touchdown. But how do you build on that if you're Sark and come out and, as Jeff Howe just said, put together the best called drive of the season potentially to try to take the momentum of the early second half?
Look, this is pretty simple for Texas right now. I actually like a lot of the things I've seen in this game. from Texas. The offensive line, I think Brent Venables is going to have to bring some different blitz packages in the second half, by the way. I think Texas offensive line's holding up pretty well. Arch is keeping plays alive. They've busted the long run, but they're doing enough in the run game. I said going into this game, if Texas wins, if Texas is going to win this game, Trey Wisner needs to be the MVP. And I wanted his early run, I did not like, but he's bounced back from it. He's got to be the MVP of this game, because if he gets, let's just say, has 20 carries for 90 yards in this game, well, there's a decent chance Texas is kicking a field goal to try to win it, or they're right there at the end. But I like a lot of what I've seen from this Texas team thus far in this game. And again, it's the penalties. I mean, Jeff and Aaron, I mean, Texas has moved the ball when they haven't, just shot themselves in the foot. I mean, it's the same as it's been all year. They've moved the ball okay. If they would just quit committing the self-inflicted here, they probably have 160, 170 yards like Oklahoma does in the first half. It's just so that's the key for me. 2 for 6 on third downs, but your first 3 third downs were average down or distance was 21.7. You're not making those. So since you've got out of that, you're 2 for 3 on third downs. They just got to keep them at third and short manageable.
Yep, and the penalties were critical in that first half, derailing positive drives, and also critical credit to John Mateer. I know that's all they're talking about on the TV is his hand, but 5 for 10 on third downs. That end of half, though, throwing that costly interception to take potentially 3 points off the board, that's going to loom. But he's been really good at extending drives and converting third downs where the Longhorns have a chance to get off the field.
Jerry, was that not some of the worst end of half management you could possibly see? That was bad. Yeah,
that was bad. Well, that was bad.
Thank goodness they did it, but man, it was bad.
Yeah, no, it was bad, and they gave away 3 points there. This game, and Texas missed a 55-yarder off the right upright, but I mean not upright, but halfway up the goalpost. But I mean, but that was one that you'd like to have back as a coaching staff, because this game should be 9-3 right now, based on in the end of the half where it was.
Yeah, Mateer got them in down there, and as Jeff documented, they had 31 seconds to go after a screen pass, and gosh, they didn't use their last time out until 10 seconds, and so they kind of stood around and didn't look like they know what they wanted to do. And then I think, as Coach Shipley said, when you come out with 10 seconds to go, you just got to kick that field goal. Your options are very limited with no timeouts, and you're in field goal range. That was because the one thing I thought they could do was take a shot at the end zone, and they did, and cost them 3 points. And the Longhorns Manny Muhammad with his second interception of the half. Sugarcane Daddy says between hits and interceptions is Mateer get gun shy. Maybe look, he took a direct shot on that hand from a Longhorn helmet on a short yardage run.
Yeah,
he has to be feeling that. He had surgery.
It opened it up, Aaron. He was bleeding. It opened up the wound.
Yeah, that's surgery. I mean, you're cutting open the hand to fix the bone, and we'll see. I mean, we could see some Michael Hawkins here, because you wonder if that, as he sits for the halftime, that thing swells up a little bit, because that's a problem for them. And that throw at the end of the half, that's why those 3 points were so big.
Look, perimeter blocking's been a big issue this year for this team. They have not been able to maintain blocks on the perimeter for that split second and a half longer that is needed. I think perimeter blocking's been one of the things that I've been disappointed with on this team this year, honestly.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I'm at with it, Jerry. It hadn't been good through the first 5 games, and it's not like I was expecting it to be stellar today.
Yeah. Even with time, Arch can't hit his 3 to 5 step dropbacks and just release. Why? The one that really stands out was the play action at the goal line in the red zone that Parker Livingstone flashed. Oklahoma blew the coverage, and Arch just didn't throw it in time. And by the time he saw it and wanted to release it, it was too late. But the ball's got to come out, and those red zone opportunities you got to capitalize, and Arch did not. I'm no expert. Why no pony package or RPO for Sark? I'm assuming that's without CJ Baxter being in the game, but it's got to be Trey Wisner and a little bit of Jarrett Gibson so far.
You used it with Ryan Niblett last week, and the results weren't stellar.
That's a good point.
So I would assume, Jerry, I've just said you're probably better off using either 11 personnel or 12 personnel, because I just you're way too predictable in it, even more predictable than you already are without Baxter as a part of that thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, tight ends have 3 receptions for 17 yards in this game. I mean, that's a little bit the first play of the game, obviously the tight end screen to Jordan Washington for 13. But I really think the tight ends are key in the second half of this game for Texas. Obviously, DeAndre Moore has 2 receptions for 38 yards, but you're 69 yards on 10 completions. I think the tight ends are going to be big in this game. I'm very interested. I think Brent Venables is going to have to bring different blitz packages in the second half. The Texas offensive line's holding up pretty well in this game. And so I think it's going to force Venables' hand in the second half. If Texas has gets a drive going to start the second half and starts to get comfortable offensively like they did on the one drive, I think Venables is going to have to bring some different blitz packages in the second half of this game.
Just 5 years of an undisciplined team. Thank you, Bobby. That one said Voldemort took points off the board at the end of the half. Hopefully we can take advantage of it. Let me tell you quickly about our halftime sponsor. It's encapsulateusa.com. And Encapsulate, it is probably never heard of it. That's why we're telling you about it. I take it every morning. It's a 6-mushroom blend. Encapsulate made 100% from the fruity body extracts of mushrooms. It's dual extracted to ensure the most vital nutrients and benefits are included. This is not for the psychedelic mushrooms, I promise you. I take it in the morning on empty stomach, headed to do my radio show, and it does wonders. Reduces inflammation, increases my energy and mental focus, pretty much eliminating my need for morning coffee or caffeine. It's Encapsulate, and great company. You can find it on Amazon or at encapsulateusa.com. If you use my promo code, which is eHogan, they're going to get you 10% off the first order. That's eHogan, promo code there at encapsulateusa.com. Give it a try, and you can call them. You'll see the number at the website. And talk to Dave, the owner and founder. He'll tell you all about it, man. He's so passionate about the mushrooms and the healthy things they can do for you. Learn more, encapsulateusa.com. All right, so did y'all like Sark's play call inside the 10, how not run Arch? Yeah, again, the one play I did like, it was a play action, and Parker Livingstone was open. It worked. It was one of those plays like Ohio State where the receiver was wide open and the quarterback just didn't either see him or deliver the ball in time. But, yeah, I didn't like no run plays with Trey Wisner or Arch's legs, but I thought the play that they called on second down should have been a touchdown.
I would have liked to have seen Sark go, even if it wasn't split zone, some kind of RPO where Arch is on the move, going toward the field side on that 3rd and goal. But
yeah, you can just threaten the end line with a run.
Threaten the perimeter a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. Here's something you said earlier, Jerry. Put James Simon in. We cannot block anyway. Yeah. Well,
I mean, look, at this point, he needs to be the number 2 running back. He's just, I think he's the best pure instinctive running back Texas has. Now, Weiser's got the experience, but at this point, nothing against the other guys, but James Simon needs to be the number 2 running back. He is an instinctive runner. He's a physical runner. He makes the right reads and cuts. He reads the linebackers really well. At some point, we're just going to have to, look, we didn't seem to have a problem throwing Nick Brooks in at left guard when he's never played it in his life.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to see some James Simon running back to maximize this run game.
Well, let's hope they. I agree with you guys, but Trey Wisner 40 yards, 37 of them came on 1 carry. I wonder if they can build on that a little bit here in the second half. And Trey Wisner was the star of this game offensively a year ago for Texas. Is it possible for Arch to pass for 169 plus with a touchdown? And there's the emoji. We'll see. So far, John Mateer has outplayed Arch, but not by a ton. Mateer's thrown 2 interceptions. Arch has not turned the ball over yet. The penalties really derailed what Texas wanted to do offensively in the first half. I thought Arch has played well enough to win this game, 10-14, 69 yards, but no trips to the end zone so far. But again, guys, those penalties on those first couple of drives, just crippling to this team building some momentum. They did grab some at the end of the half, but couldn't capitalize from the 5-yard line. But I think Arch is going to give you a chance to win in this game. And John Mateer, now he has the hand bleeding. Now he's thrown 2 interceptions. We'll see if the Longhorns can continue to pound on that hand here in the second half.
Yeah, and look, all his runs, he's not going to maximize runs. He's getting down on purpose, right? He is not going to be the same physical run finisher that he has been, or is shifty trying to stay on his feet. So those runs are going to be 3 to 4 yards less for him than they have been at times this year. So something to keep in mind, because he has to protect that, especially now that it got opened up. again, and it's so interesting. I mean, they obviously had Oklahoma had zero. Like, what's less than zero faith in Michael Hawkins that he could actually move the football against Texas in this game? Because, I mean, John Mateer is less than 3 weeks after surgery. Now he opened the thing up. And I don't care what people, it's just probably just a little, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's less than 3 weeks after surgery, and it had opened up on his throwing hand. So they must have had absolutely zero confidence in Michael Hawkins. And what that tells you is if Texas could get Mateer out of this game, how much it changes Oklahoma's offense.
100%. All right, 10-10 at the half with Oregon and Indiana in a real good game. Props to Alabama, guys. To go on the road, beat Missouri in a hard-fought game, 27-24. They've won 3 straight games over top 15 teams in Georgia, Vanderbilt, and now Missouri. And Alabama feels like the team in the driver's seat in the SEC right now after surviving that gauntlet without a loss. They did lose early to Florida State, but that doesn't hurt their SEC cause.
I mean, Indiana's up on Oregon 13-10 at half. 13-10 at half. Interesting score. Georgia Tech up on Virginia Tech in the third. Georgia Tech quietly undefeated, by the way, in this game. And Penn State struggling along with Northwestern 14-13 for those following other games.
I think both of you guys are you're right about it. Georgia Tech being a quiet team at undefeated, and they can run the table here. And that's Haynes King, of course, a kid from Texas who, they wanted out of A&M with Jimbo Fisher, and good to see him having a stellar end to his career. And Georgia Tech's a team to watch in the next month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Georgia Tech has Georgia at the end of the regular season, obviously, and they got a couple of tough games left, just road games wise. But Georgia Tech is, if they just keep plugging along and they can get to 8-0, if they can find their way to 8-0, then I mean they're going to be in the driver's seat even if they lose that Georgia game to get in the ACC championship game, and then you're a win away from being in the playoffs. So it's if Georgia Tech gets to 10-2, but one of those losses is Georgia, and they get in the ACC championship game. I mean, Georgia Tech can find themselves in the playoffs very easily. Obviously, they probably have to go up against Miami in that scenario, but they don't play Miami in the regular season.
This is true. And Indiana, I mean, I'm watching it here on my app. I got the big TV here and the iPad. They're going toe-to-toe with Oregon. That not backing down or blinking one bit. And Kurt Cignetti has got himself a pretty dang good football team. That's pretty clear right now.
Yeah, I mean, he got him to the playoffs last year with Curtis Rourke. Fernando Mendoza is a lot better quarterback than Curtis Rourke. I mean, Fernando Mendoza is people are putting him in the mock first rounds for what people care about that right now. It's a long way to go until April, but they're a lot better at quarterback than they were a year ago. And so they're just as good, if not better, than they were on defense. They've done some really good things in player development and evaluation on defense over there. All right, here we go.
Yep, Longhorns will get the ball. We've talked about this being one of the bigger drives offensively of the year so far. This is a huge must-win game with 30 minutes to go, and the Longhorns get the ball and have a chance to land the first blow of the second half.
What's up, Rod B?
This is that. What's up, Rod Babers? How are you, buddy?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're just
how you feeling?
I feel good considering how close the game is. I mean, you got a shot to win this damn thing, no matter how well you played in the first half offensively. So I feel good if you make some good adjustments. All you need is one or two big plays here and there. That's what basically made those two successful drives in the first half.
Rod, a big play is not getting a holding penalty on 1st and 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's who they are. I'm done trying to wish this team is going to be something that they're not. They're undisciplined. That's who they are. They're going to be undisciplined for the rest of the season. That's who they are. But you need
right now
for that.
And right now, a missed field goal off the right goalpost is what's separating this from being a 6-6 game. Let's see if the Longhorns can make up for that. They did find some mojo on their last offensive drive and kicked a field goal. Trey Weisner ripped off a big run and see if they can build on that. And that was the one drive they had in the first half that didn't include a penalty that got them off schedule. And so far we go. Well, first play is complete, though. Nice job by Arch Manning to buy some time on mid-heavy pressure and get it off at least for a positive gain, not a sack.
Arch's sack avoidance. Honestly, your best plays offensively, other than that big run, the 37-yard run, have been scramble drill plays. You had that 24-yard completion. That was scramble drill, 14-yard completion on 3rd and 9. That was scramble drill. I said before the game, the scramble drill and the scramble itself could be your best cheat codes in this matchup because you know it's going to be pressure.
Hey, Rod, good run there on second down, getting a 3rd and 1.5. That's the thing that's got me feeling decent about this game for Texas. They're running the ball effective enough with Trey Wisner. There's a huge 3rd down here. You do not need to go 4 and out, but they're running the ball effectively. If Nick Townsend in here as a blocker, watch this in 12 pars.
Well, and you got two freshmen on the field here with Nick Townsend and Nick Brooks at left guard, and they just ran right behind Nick Brooks on that last 8-yard run. They're running behind him again.
Nick Brooks is going to be okay. He had some jitters early in this game, and I think they're going to bring a lot of Rod simulated just movement at him as this game moves along, see if they can get him to commit the pre-snaps. But Nick Brooks is going to be a really good player. I know he was nervous at the start, but he's a mover of people. He is going to be.
That was a big play right there, guys. That was 3rd and 2, and then they moved the Oklahoma defensive line backwards on that play.
Yes.
Yes. They need it. They need more of that, honestly.
Well, and that's why Nick Brooks is in there, guys. He's not in there to pass pro. He's in there to push people, and that's why he and Gooseby, you got to start pushing and see if you can establish this run game. If you can, things will.
That was oh man.
Yeah, there's the sack on 2nd down or on 1st down. Just got around the edge that time, and Arch didn't get rid of the football, but there was a lot of pressure. At least he didn't fumble the ball. He held on to the ball, and that's Gooseby getting beat that time.
He was waiting on, he was waiting on that deep over route to clear.
Yeah, he was waiting on a deep over to clear, and there was no check down on that play that he was going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he was just waiting. He thought Gooseby would give him a little bit more time than he got on that play.
By the way, this is who I throw the ball to in the screen game. It's Emmett Mosley because he is a physical guy on contact. I want to see the ball go to Emmett Mosley in the screen game.
Or honestly, throw it to his side in the screen game because he's a good blocker too. He's probably one of your best, if not your best blocker on the perimeter.
Well, he had a holding call earlier in the game that was costly, but yes, he needs to. Everybody's got to play their best half of football here, guys. This is a crossroads moment. If there was a crossroads game, it's a crossroads half, and it starts right now for the Longhorns on 3rd and 8. See if they can overcome the sack.
Let's see.
That was offsides. Free play. Get the 1st down. Big play coming. Big play. There you go.
Yeah, and the Longhorns get it. And Trey Wisner's in open space, and they're going to decline that penalty and be across midfield. Nice job.
Quentin says, why is Wisner hesitating? I mentioned that in the first half. This is not a game to turn and survey the field. This is a game to turn and get up the field.
But guys, how many times is Arch having to, like avoid a free rusher or avoid a pass rusher, still make the play? Like that's, to me, that's the real story of the game. Because if not, then you don't get any of the chances for these explosive plays.
You're right about that, and he's learning. You can.
He's got to watch him. Like they're too good at what they do, and you're not good enough at what needs to be done, which is pass protection. So you don't have to. He's got to go out there and make a play. Oh, I love. Okay, Wisner. Okay,
Wisner. He's getting in better flow. He's getting in a little bit better flow.
He said he was rushing things versus Florida. He said that I was rushing things. He watched the film and said there were runs there, but I was rushing it. I guess his vision is back. His patience is back.
I got to tell you, this run, and look, Trey Wisner is up to, 65 yards in this game, 67 yards in this game?
Well, and you said it a minute ago, Rod. Arch Manning buying time, holding on to a football and a strip sack. I mean, he's making plays here, and it's allowing this offense, to get into a bit of a rhythm, which they hadn't been in this whole game, and see if they can build on it. Because the offense is showing signs of finding some success.
Hey, thank you. James Simon, he needs to be the number 2 running back, guys. Rod, Christian Clark's a great kid. Jarrett Gibson's a great kid, but it's time to bring James Simon as the number 2 running back. That's your best 2 runners. It's James Simon and it's Trey Wisner. Simon's got to start being the guy, the other running back.
I like that. I'm with you. I mean, he's definitely shown more, if not more, promise than the rest of the guys.
Now we're at big 3rd and 4 on the 25.
3rd and 4 is doable.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 opens up the playbook, and it also makes it maybe 2-down territory if you continue to feel like you're pushing this line of scrimmage as they are right now. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 3.5. Big opportunity for Texas here.
Third and long 3.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you could do play action here, but something quick. And DJ Campbell's kind of hobbled right now, kind of limping a little bit. This is his last Texas OU game, too, out of Arlington, Texas.
Good play on the move by Arch.
I like the reverse. Right with the whip.
Real good play.
Scramble drill again. I'm telling you,
Rod.
scramble drill is the secret weapon for him.
I tell you what, guys, Nick Brooks is holding up pretty well in this game.
He is. You're right. Those early penalties, he's overcome that, and he's starting to move people and block well. There you go. Longhorns now back into the red zone.
Is that your third down conversion? How many third down conversions?
It is. It is.
Yeah, and they started over there.
No, it's the fifth. It's the fifth, Rod.
And they started 0 for 4, and so they've really gotten hot, and that's really been Arch making plays, scramble drill, buying time.
And Rod, those first 3, you were 0 for 3 on the first 3 third downs of the game, and their average down and distance was 21 yards. You're not going to convert any of them. So they're 5 of 6 after getting in third and manageables the rest of this game.
Yep.
Third and short, third and manageables. That's the key.
Agreed.
Yeah, great drive for Texas. And remember this.
Oklahoma's good on defense. This isn't Georgia 2021 defense. If you can get the third and short and third and mediums, you have a chance. There's not a Georgia 2021 defense in college football. If you can get to enough third and shorts and mediums, you have a chance. Oh, boy, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, got rid of it, but still, Texas has gone on a 14-play drive here, guys, to start this half. There was a 12-play drive to kick the field goal before the end of the half. So back-to-back extended drives. That's how the third down numbers are better. And, this is the red zone. But, Texas has shown the ability to move the football. And they're starting to run the ball. He who runs in this game wins. Texas is starting to win the rushing battle.
Can't have a turnover here. Arch has to make a really good decision. You have to get at least a field goal to tie this game up. You cannot make a bad decision on this third down.
Agreed.
Going empty.
Uh-oh.
Touchdown. Texas will take the lead. It's DeAndre Moore with his third or fourth big catch of this ball game, and the Longhorns are on the board wide open. A blown coverage by the Sooners.
Yeah,
great drive for Texas.
Great drive. Great drive. And it started with running the football and getting the third and shorts and third and manageable, but then Arch hits a big third and 8 ball. Blown coverage, like you said, Aaron Hogan. Peyton Bowen, I think, blew that coverage.
He definitely did. I mean, he went right behind.
Yep.
You like empty, Rod. I know that, right? I mean, that's one of their most explosive plays. Moving Trey Wisner out took a really confused that OU defense, and whose assignment was what? It was a 12-yard pass, and that capped a 14 or 15-play drive. And the Longhorns have taken their first lead of the Red River game.
Looks like half the secondary bumped the coverage, but then they didn't bump it completely. They bumped it out with Trey Wisner going out there with the empty formation, but the safety didn't completely bump over. So, like I said, it just caused miscommunication. That was a hell of a drive. That was a very impressive drive.
Yeah.
And the run game.
Hey, Rod, and I've said this, and this is kind of what I would say, because Texas was just self-inflicted in the first half. I think Brent Venable just have to start bringing different blitz packages the rest of this game. Texas is getting comfortable against him right now. He can't let Arch get comfortable and this offensive line get comfortable and confident. He's going to have to start bringing everything he's got the rest of this game.
Yeah, I agree.
First lead in 7 quarters, as the message says, and that's true. And the Longhorns, we talked about how big that drive was. Coach Shipley said, empty the chamber coming out, and the Longhorns go on one of their best drives, if not their best drive of the season. 14 plays, 75 yards. Let's not forget, and you mentioned it several times through the drive, Rod, in addition to running the football, the ability of Arch to evade pressure and, avoid that when that sack came, didn't fumble the football. Which is huge. I mean, that allowed that drive to maintain. And I thought Trey Wisner was really good, both catching and running on that drive. And the Longhorns have taken a lead in this game.
Yeah, no, I agree. It might have been the best drive all season, saying you had to have it. Right? So I was like, gotta have it drives. And it didn't seem fluky, right? Not fluky. And you execute those explosive plays, but sometimes it was a great catch by Parker Livingston versus Ohio State in that third down when he ran that out and up route. And sometimes it takes that to score, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that was a drive of precision, high level execution, focus, and you were balanced, right? You were able to run the football, and you were able, and your quarterback, I think was great, was able to at times just keep plays alive and keep drives.
Right. Yeah.
It didn't have to be pretty. Just keep the play alive and keep the drive alive, and good things will happen for the offense, because defense deteriorates the longer a play goes on. The longer play is alive, the worse the defense will get, period. You see that with Oklahoma. The longer the play's alive, Archer's able to make some plays with his legs and in the scramble drill.
Yeah, best drive all season according to Alessandro, and that is true. And that's one, if Texas go on to win this ball game, and there's a lot of football to be played, but that's one that might be a drive that kind of turns the season, because it was, as the message said, the best drive of the year. We haven't seen Texas execute a 14-play drive without having a penalty. Now, they had a 12-play drive before the half that also didn't have a penalty. And so those 3 early penalties, that's all they have now. So they have cleaned that up. You mentioned Nick Brooks and Jerry kind of finding his way as a freshman and starting to push people. They ran right behind him on several of those runs. Trevor Gooseby had the one blown assignment on that offensive line on that drive when he got beat off the edge, but that happens in football. You have to feel pretty good. We were saying it earlier, Jerry, signs were pointing towards them doing good things offensive. They were just shooting themselves in the foot. These last 2 drives, they just haven't done that.
No, absolutely. By the way, the running backs in that drive, Wisner and Simon combined for 7 carries for 39 yards. I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, but 7 for 39 on a drive against Oklahoma puts them on their heels. That's all you need. It doesn't have, and I know you're not, even if it's 7 for 32 the next drive, it's moving change. It's 3rd and shorts. It's 3rd and mediums. Texas is 6 of 10 on 3rd downs. This is one of the things I said this morning when Tony Hills and I and myself, Bobby and Jeff were on the pregame. Texas needs to do what Florida did last week to Texas, but Texas needs to do it to Oklahoma, Rod. Remember, Florida was awful on 3rd down offense all season long. And then against Texas, now it helped running the football with Jaden Ball, right? Well, now Texas is establishing some run. If you can get the 3rd and shorts and 3rd and mediums, you aren't as predictable. Then Arch has a chance. Then Sark has a chance as a play caller. And now you're starting to see some of that. And the whole key for this Texas offense, the next time they get the ball, no 1st and 20s, no 3rd and 2s that turn into 3rd and 12s. If they can keep putting themselves in this position, they're going to move the football, I think, because I'm seeing some really good signs on the offensive line in the run game right now. Left side's going to be able to push people with Nick Brooks and Trevor Gooseby.
No question. And now, the last 2 drives are 26 plays and 150 yards and no penalties. That's a huge positive. Why not line up 2 running backs in the backfield so we can get different runners in there without tipping our hand as to run pass? I still think, Rod, C.J. Baxter not being in the part of this team right now is probably affecting that pony package.
Yeah, I don't think he trusts that he's got sufficient blocking from other running backs, young running backs that can be physical as a blocker too and make a difference there. And the different styles, you want contrasting styles in the backfield that can run the rock. And Cedric Baxter, downhill physical runner with Trey Wisner is the almost ideal pony package for you. Not having him, no doubt, affects it.
I'm really surprised that Arch isn't more of a cerebral player given his pedigree and who he's been coached by. Missing PL on that RPO was just bad. Parker Livingstone. Thank you, Vitamin D. Yeah, I mean, again, he's a young quarterback. But I think we're kind of watching Arch grow. See the game slow down in front of us. He didn't look like this against Ohio State. He looked better against Florida, and now he's actually playing his best right now in the 3rd, major game of the year.
In 5 years as a coach, having developed an O-line.
That's 4 guys drafted last year.
I would say last year's O-line was pretty good.
Yeah. That says take my O-line back, or my super chat back. O-line. Yeah. Well, hey, look, it's a 4-quarter game. He who runs the ball wins in this game. Longhorns are winning the rushing battle right now by double, especially with the running backs. And now it's up to this defense, guys. Let's flip this around. And he says he set his feet. Yes, he did. Thank you very much. That's why we say I think we're seeing Arch kind of see the game slow down for him. He's slowing down because the game is slowing down in his own eyeballs. And I think we're seeing it. He looked very calm, man. As you said, Rod, he was under harassment and pressure, immediate pressure, but didn't panic. Got rid of the ball. There was a play on that first play, I think, where pressure came, and he didn't take a sack, and he got it out for a 2-yard gain. But a 2-yard gain is much better than a 8-yard sack, right? I mean, gosh, it's a 10-yard difference, and kept the drive alive. They end up in the end zone. Thank you, Johnny Utah. Hey, guys, the John Mateer hand, how do we think this plays out here into their first drive, and how can the Texas defense take advantage of it?
I think they are. I think you got to be continue to be aggressive if you're Texas. You can't put pressure on John Mateer. I mean, literally and figuratively, I think you put pressure on him by stopping the run on early downs.
Yes.
Forcing him into predictable pass situations. And then I think you got to come after him a little bit. He is making some questionable decisions anyway. That pick, though, that was probably more the last pick was probably more the receiver's fault than it was John Mateer's fault, the one right before the half. But I would think at this point, if you're Texas, you don't want him sitting back there making easy throws and giving him big windows to throw through. I would play plaster tight coverage, even some tight, man coverage at times, because I'm not scared of the Oklahoma receivers, but maybe they feel like there's a matchup disadvantage there, but I think Texas matches up pretty well with those receivers, and I would come after them.
I agree.
Well, hey, Rod said first is my key. Obviously, Mateer's thumb is number one. Where's his grip pressure like? Did they have to shoot him up at halftime? What'd they do? We'll find out. But 9 carries, 29 yards, the Oklahoma 3 running backs. If they have 19 carries for 58, 59 yards in this game, if Texas can double that this half, it's going to be good for the Horns, I think.
All right, we'll see Mateer's first drive. That was the longest.
Jelani, touchdown.
Oh, wow. That was 6 points. That was Rod Babers in 2000 right there. If he grabs it, 2001, he gets that ball.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, Jelani.
He read it.
Jumped it, read it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the kind of game that makes you a hero in this game, and you're extending this lead to 2 scores with that. See if the Longhorns. Those oftentimes those come back to get you, but we'll see. Jelani McDonald playing a heck of a game though.
But they're playing. They're sitting on these routes though. They're playing it. They're playing it sticky. They're not giving them big windows to throw the football through.
Hey, Rod. One of the things we talked about all week, and if Mateer played all week, late in the week, if he played, he can't be the same runner because he's got to protect his thumb. So John Mateer's not the same runner. He's not going to make the 3 to 4 extra yards in this game. So it's going to put Oklahoma in more how they call the game, but Mateer, how he plays in the run game, it's going to put Oklahoma in the more third and mediums, I think, versus third and shorts, because he can't fight for extra yards in this game with that thumb. He can't put it in harm's way.
I agree with you. He was protecting it earlier. He's a hell of an athlete to be able to protect it and play, but
yeah, he's tough guy.
Get him.
Yeah, big third down here for Texas. Mateer was killing Texas.
Get out.
Oh, good defense that time. Almost 2 interceptions. Texas playing very fast on defense right now, and they're going to get the ball back, having just gone on a 14-play drive, and see if they can start to wear out this Oklahoma defense. These are kind of like these last 2 drives, Rod, the 26 plays, body punches in boxing, right? They're starting to connect here and see if they can continue to run the football. But now the 3 and out, which is exactly what you wanted. Would have liked to have seen a pick 6 from Jelani McDonald on that first play, but mission accomplished so far to start the third quarter for the Longhorns.
Do not rough the punter here. Do not do something dumb. Just take the football back.
Yeah.
Good.
And if you're Ryan Niblett, come catch the ball, please.
Of course not. I didn't catch the ball. That's unbelievable to me. We're going to have to – Rod, can you go back and chart how many yards we've given up not fielding punts this year?
Wow.
We got our first fisticuffs.
Wow. I don't know why he wouldn't try to fair catch that. That's crazy.
It's all the time. They give up. It's almost like he's hoping for the bad bounce, and he inevitably is going to get a good bounce that's 20 yards of field position right there in the red river.
Yes.
No, that's as bad.
The ball's on the 11 versus the 26. It's a huge difference in these games.
Yeah,
huge difference.
Yeah, you're losing the hidden yardage battle just off your punt return alone.
Well, and that's where you got to say shame on Jeff Banks. I'm assuming he's told Ryan Niblett this, and if he's not doing it, then he can't be back there. He's done it in every game, the Ohio State game in particular, the Florida game, this game. Those are that's what the fair catch is for. Throw your hand up, run up there, catch the football. And against Ohio State, he said it was a high sky and he lost the ball. Well, at some point, you got to get somebody back there who is at least going to catch the football.
Wow, and they called the penalty on Texas, so the ball's half the distance. Now you got it on the 5, and you're backed up in the end zone. This is why you have to field punts, guys.
Personal foul.
Who's that going to be on?
McDonald? Who was it?
Yeah. Gosh, that is – you got to keep your head right here. That's – all right, Longhorns, we're doing a lot right to start this half with a 75-yard drive for a touchdown, then a 3 and out. but that was two critical mistakes on a special teams situation.
Auburn had the situation a couple of times. Best performance by the line this year. I agree with that. The line showed up. A line that's you got guys injured and you've been shuffling things around. That line looked like they asserted themselves. They imposed their will on that drive against one of the best defenses in the country. But getting back to, I will say this, that when Auburn was backed up like this, because Texas is going to be backed up inside their own 5 bench.
It's going to be 1st and 10 on the UT 5. Yep.
I think both of their big long completions came in this situation. They did match protect, and I believe they did play action like they were gonna just run it, which everybody thinks you're gonna run it, right? Just trying to get out of harm's way at this point. And they took a shot, and it worked both times. So maybe they saw something. I'll see if maybe Texas wanted to take a shot too coming out of that. It's dangerous, but it could pay huge.
Yeah, I you know what somebody said a QB sneak. I wouldn't mind a QB draw right here. Because I think they're going to bring that. They're going to bring numbers. I'd love to see a quarterback draw here.
Yeah, Auburn didn't match protect when they did it though, so you know.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you real quick about our third quarter presenter here on the On Texas Watch Along. We know it's Tito's Handmade Vodka, but also Driven Auto Service and their partners, their sister service station, or they call it Garland Transmission and Auto Service. They are phenomenal. Driven Auto Sales, we tell you about in our first quarter. But Driven Auto Service, this is where they get your car in. When you buy a car from Driven Auto Service or Auto Sales, you get into Driven Auto Service and get it maintenanced. It's also where they get those cars that they're going to sell to you at Driven Auto Sales ready to go. That's where they get the powertrain warranty on every vehicle. They get those cars in tip-top shape when you buy them used at drivenoutosales.net. But Driven Auto Service is in Buda, Texas. They're always going to be the best price. It's going to be trustworthy, reliable people every single time. My buddy Jeremy Jones and his team. And if you're down in New Braunfels, it's on I-35 across from Buc-ee's on the other side going south. That's Garland Transmission and Auto Service. Both places are phenomenal. Taking care of your car. Once you buy a car like you do at Driven Auto Sales, you want to be able to have it maintenance and not pay an arm and a leg. It's much better than the dealership or anywhere else you're going to go. If you live in South Austin, down into Buda, down into New Braunfels or San Marcos, it's Driven Auto Service and Garland Transmission and Auto Service. Two great places, two great people, great partners of ours here on the On Texas Football Watch Along. You know, this game was flying along. Does it feel like these last two commercial breaks have been the longest breaks that you can remember?
Yeah.
We've run 3 plays.
I mean,
three plays since the feels like 3 plays since the Texas touchdown outside the punt.
I mean, if these keep going, we're gonna have to start breaking down the Golden Bachelor. I mean,
golly,
we're gonna have a live stream. Watch with us, Golden Bachelor.
I think you're right about that, Rod. That we know how it is in media. If you go real quick, we got to get our payment in.
Yeah, they got to get their commercial breaks in. Yeah, so I think that's probably what. Because I said the same thing earlier. I was like, man, first half felt like it was moving pretty good.
Oh, it flew by. I mean, it was over by 4:10 with a 2:45 kickoff. So yes, they're catching up. But now the Longhorns have to be smart. This was a critical juncture of this game. They've come out and done a lot of good things in the first half of the third quarter with a touchdown and a 3 and out. But now they're on the 5-yard line, and Nick
Townsend in the game. This is going to be a run.
Good thing for Texas, they're in the Texas end of the field here. That helps a lot here.
Does
somebody texted me something? Somebody texted me something very interesting. DJ Campbell starting to hit people. I like it. The Oklahoma Sooners, the visitor team, because of the sun angle and the lack of cloud cover today, they are baking in the sun on the Sooners side. The Texas team is in the shade, as you can see on TV. Somebody pointed out in the stands, it's even much more so than it even looks on the TV screen.
Okay, well, advantage Texas then to be on that side. That's the home team, and that's the Longhorns. That's why they're wearing the home orange jerseys. And a good 3-yard run to start the drive. And DJ Campbell was firing people 6 yards back.
Oh, here we go.
Drop pass Emmett Mosley. That's got to be a catch right there. But looks like a good strip by the.
That's a good play by the DB. He came in and knocked the ball away. That's a good play.
Yeah, and a good throw by Arch on that.
Yeah,
it was away. Yeah. Yep, it was away.
Good throw. It was a good play. Just a good play.
Good play defensively. Now 3rd down, guys, and this is where that special teams miscue really hurts because you want to be more aggressive here, but you got to be careful. And Oklahoma's been able to flip the field because your punt return didn't come catch the football, and you had a 15-yard penalty.
All right, 3rd and 7. That's the scramble, Billy.
No turnovers. Got to protect the football, protect the lead.
Ooh, targets the bunch. Let's do it. I like it.
It's a heck of a throw by Arch under pressure.
That was his best throw of the year, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
To withstand the pressure and make that throw. Wow. That's why Arch Manning is seen as an elite prospect right there. That was a
best
I mean, there was a free runner and running to his right and a perfect throw. That's big time. That was
best
big time.
Throw of the year. You called it, Aaron, easily.
And maybe came as one of the more important times of the season on a 3rd and 7 with backed up in your own end zone, on end of the field.
These are great 3-yard runs on first down. Great 3-yard runs. I don't care what it looks like. Just these are tremendous 3-yard runs right here. Just stay with it.
Well, as you pointed out, Jerry, from your eyewitness, I mean, gosh, if heat and the weather is going to be a factor, Texas has run about 30 plays in a row now. These can really start to wear down this Oklahoma team. I mean, that absolutely. You're starting to hit the body blows, and Arch converting these 3rd downs now, coming of age in front of our eyes. You can really start to impact this Oklahoma defense.
He's going to get a grounding here. He may get a grounding. Was he outside the tackle box? Because there was nobody there.
He was close.
We'll see, but these free runners got to be taken care of here. They're coming at them. But you said they got to change up their blitz packages at the second half, and Venables is doing that a little bit, I think, right now. But another 3rd and 7.
Good. They didn't throw it. I was worried they were going to throw that flag for grounding.
That's going to be the case and has been the case all game long. It's got to be Arch. He's got to put the cape on and avoid the free rusher. The first one's coming, but you still got to be able to avoid that, extend the play, keep your eyes downfield, know where your progressions are going to be. And he did that in that Livingston catch. That's exactly what he did. That's the game. That's the game. He's got to play that game. And he's doing it right now magnificently.
Oh, huge play. Huge play, guys. Boy. Wow.
How about that?
What a play.
Good play.
Check down.
Simple check down.
Hey, and a great play by Trey Wisner that time to avoid the first tackler, and and then the blocking downfield all came together. And again, Arch just making a play to keep the play alive.
Tackling in space. Spears Jennings missed Wisner in space right there, and then Wisner, he read it well, made a good cut to the midfield.
The defense looks tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
now if you're Sark, man, just keep firing up those runs, and you can't get a holding call here. I don't want to say the word penalty because Longhorns haven't had one in a minute, but since they had that personal foul, but they've overcome that. You just got to keep landing body blows on this Oklahoma defense.
There you go. Was that Simon on that run? No, it was Wisner again. These are tremendous. Now Simon's going to come in. Tremendous first down run, 5 yards. Just keep this thing at 3rd and shorts.
Yeah, Sark's starting to sense it. He's like Sark's a big boxing fan too. He can sense this. You've got this group on the ropes a little bit. Let's just keep pounding them.
Yep. There you go. Now we're at 3rd and 2.5. Big call in this game coming up for Sark.
Yeah, Sark will go for it.
Yeah.
But the other thing, no matter how this turns out, Rod, you flip the field here. You've started at the 5-yard line. If you do have to punt, you're going to punt them into their own. This is a great, great drive for Texas on the heels of a 14-play drive to start the half.
Well, I'm saying, and he worn out that defense. Their defense is worn out. Like that's the tip of the spear for this Oklahoma team.
Yeah, well said.
Texas started 0 for 4 on 3rd downs there, or 0 for 3, but they're 8 of 13 going into this play. This is 2-1 territory. Run this rock. Run this rock.
They've been 6 of 6 on 3rd.
Yeah, QB run. Love it.
Yeah, now here's Archul's legs with
QB
the pulling
power.
guard.
QB counter.
Yep, and the Longhorns are just – this is a 9-play drive off the 5-yard line, guys, on the heels of a 12-play drive at the end of the first half. This is then a 14-play drive, and this one is 10 plays and 60 yards. And you said it, Rod, the tip of the Oklahoma defense, the spear.
Jarrett. Golly.
Did he fumble?
No, he didn't fumble, but in this game,
he's running east and west and not north and south.
You just got to take the 2-yard gains. Jarrett, 2-yard gains, 2nd and 8 is your friend in this game.
Yeah.
I thought that again, not to be ticky-tack, that could have been a 15-yard penalty on Oklahoma. Jared Gibson's on the ground, and the guy shoved him in the back while he was on an awkward spot. Yeah. But either way, Trey Wisner right back in the game. But now it's 2nd and 13.
Simon needs to be the same.
Oh, they got the niblet package. They're up to something. The niblet package out there.
Good time to call it. You're in your own
boy.
territory. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, Niblet, they were thinking the same thing.
They up to something. It's like when you bring Niblet in there, I know you up to something. That's what I said. They up to something. The Niblet package. If you've watched enough Texas film, they only bring that dude in when they want to do something with him. All right.
Yeah. Now it's third. Now we're at 3rd and 19. So you got to try to get 12 yards to get it to the 32 to get the field goal range.
And like you said, Jerry, it started with Gibson not taking the yardage that was there.
Yes.
He got you behind. And then that was on start calling the Niblet package. A little predictable because you did the Niblet package, you gave the Niblet, and then now you're 3rd and 19. So
yeah, good protection for Arch, secondary play, and a good throw. They're going to get in the field goal range.
Yep.
Ryan Wingo.
Good play.
Yeah.
It's a good play. Arch is, you can tell this is a different Arch. Things, you're right. They're slowing down for him. Like he's more relaxed. He's calm. The pressure's still there, but he's different.
Yeah, hell of a drive right there, guys. I mean, just if they make this field goal, they'll be up to 7 points, and to come off after the bad special teams and the penalty.
Need a make here.
This got to have a make.
Yeah, got to have a make here. Let's go, Shipley. Right hasher.
I'm going with he's going to make it.
Solid.
There you go. Nice, smooth, and easy. And the Longhorns are going to be up 7 points from 6-0 down to the last 13 points scored by the Longhorns. And they did it, guys, on 12-play drive, 14-play drive, 12-play drive. Field goal, touchdown, field goal. And you said it, Rod. You played defense in this game. That team looks tired. Jerry, you mentioned that their side of the field is standing in the sun the entire game. And Rod, that can be a factor when one side's in the shade and one side's in the sun.
Yeah, no, they look tired. I mean, teams don't drive like this on Oklahoma because usually Oklahoma, they get a splash, they get to force a negative play, get you behind the chains, and get you off field. They're the best 3rd down defense in the country, so they get teams off the field. They don't stay on the field like this very long. And now with Texas, first of all, not being their own worst enemy, so they're cleaning up some of the penalties in the second half. And also prior to that, the end of that drive, they were cleaning up the negative plays as well. And then like Jerry said, then at that point, you just have to execute because you're not working out of a hole every damn time from a deficit every time.
Yeah.
I think that's where these drives are finding more of their success. And Arch's doing a good job. And Trey Wiseman, Trey Wiseman's he might be the MVP of this damn thing right now, considering.
Hey, Rod, what did we say Friday? He needed to be the MVP of this game because that means you were in 3rd and short and 3rd and mediums.
Yep.
Trey Wiseman has 17 for 84. He needs to have 25 carries, 24 carries for 107 108 at the end of this game. That means Texas probably put some 4th quarter points on the board. By the way, from our producer Matt, first half total plays, Oklahoma 39, Texas 25. 3rd quarter, Oklahoma 3, Texas 25. Oklahoma's got probably one play left here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, 3rd quarter's gone exactly as planned. And again, those 30 plays in the 3rd quarter came on the heels of a nice 12-play drive to end the half. And the half ended on Oklahoma, not taking 3 points and throwing an interception. So this game has totally swung momentum-wise. And the Longhorns have really taken control of the line of scrimmage so far.
Oh, gosh, Jelani.
That's just a little overly aggressive, and that's going to go back.
Jelani. Dude, you're up in this game, man. What are you doing?
I think he's because he had that other one last time. He kind of jumped it. He tried to jump another one.
Wow.
All right, that's going to take it to the end of the 3rd quarter, which outside of the commercial breaks moved pretty quickly. Brought to you by Driven Auto Service in Buda, Texas. Also, Garland Transmission and Auto Service, both part of the Driven Automotive team. You can buy your vehicles at drivenoutosales.net, have them serviced at Driven Auto Service, and also Garland Transmission and Service, bringing you the 3rd quarter of the On Texas Football Watch Along. Guys, winning quarter for Texas, no doubt about it. It's amazing, Rod, how this team has flipped from last year. They were a really good first half team that struggled in the 3rd quarter and in the second half. This team struggles in the first half and seems to get better as the game goes on for whatever reason.
They've had some of their best, games, his best performances, I say, in the 4th quarter, right? Against Ohio State, you saw the Texas offense kind of find their groove a little bit. They made some plays in the second half versus Florida, and now hopefully they continue that that tendency, and in the fourth quarter, you become the best version of this group. At least they know what works for them now. The run game works for you, which means the whole damn playbook is wide open, and you can close this game out. Essentially, you can choke Oklahoma out with complementary football. Your defense holding them in the running game and forcing John Mateo to play hero ball with a broke hand, or at least with a with a surgically repaired hand coming back prematurely. And you also can do it with your offense and your offensive line. So I think it's the storyline coming out of this game is that you might have found your identity offensively. That would be nice if you found stuff that really works for you consistently against a good team, by the way.
Yeah, a good team. And by the way, I know we're talking about this game. Northwestern's up on Penn State 16-14 at Penn State in the fourth quarter, early fourth quarter. By the way,
James
like
Franklin
he might get fired he might get fired walking off the field.
Oregon, Indiana is 13-all now in the third quarter. Indiana's threatening to score a touchdown here and take the lead. By the way, 13-all.
Wow, James Franklin.
All right, yeah.
Well, hey, Rod, you said choke them out. I mean, you got to get a stop here. If you can get one more stop here quickly, and Jelani McDonald's got to tackle better than that, and not let John Mateer get some momentum, you can choke this thing out with the next drive. You really can if you can get this ball back and really go to work on this defense that has to be gassed at this point.
Yeah, because they haven't really proven they can move the football consistently either. And they can't really run the ball, which makes them one-dimensional. And if you get up on them by more than a touchdown, you're talking about them having the urgency of having to score quickly. That means you've got to throw the ball. And he's got, a hand that's got, issues and a throwing hand with issues. And then they don't really have a ton of great weapons on the outside. And they got O-line pass protection issues.
Yeah.
You could really get the advantage. You can really be at an advantageous spot here if you can get a 3 and out, or at least get a stop, and then go down and score any kind of points at all.
Indiana's taking a 20-13 lead on Oregon, 2:16 to go third quarter, by the way, with a 2-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're just kind of grinding it away, grinding at it. Indiana's got 222 total yards. I mean, it's not like they're moving the ball a lot, but what they're doing is they're making the most of their drives. And they're actually running it better, 74 yards on 20 carries in this game. Fernando Mendoza is having a decent game, just kind of keeping the team moving the chains. But that game's getting very interesting over there because both teams are running it effectively enough. Neither one are making explosive, huge plays in that game. They have a 44-yard touchdown catch, Oregon does, but, not a ton of explosives in that game, like the long 40, 50, 60-yard plays. All right, here we go, guys. This is
good job.
Yeah, Texas gets a nice play by Ethan Burke on the perimeter that time.
Coverage right there. Good coverage.
Yeah, good coverage. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 at the 50-yard line. This is critical here. Longhorns in control of this game, or have taken control, but they want to keep it. And it's going to be that defense trying to make a play here.
3rd and 3 coming up here. Again, Rod, Oklahoma just cannot run the football between the tackles.
No.
And so it all falls on the quarterback run game. Now, I'll tell you this would be a good place for Oklahoma to hit a inside run with the running back, because I'm not sure Texas would totally be expecting it here, because you don't
right,
I know it's 3rd and 2. I know it's 3rd and 2, but you're thinking Oklahoma has no confidence running the football. This is where you would hit them.
I would watch the flea flicker.
They're going to bring something out.
I might chug it. Go in there.
Quarterback counter, power, whatever you want to call it. I mean.
And they got good blocking that time. They walled off Ethan Burke, and it's a big one.
Oh, damn.
That's too easy on 3rd. But there is a flag down, guys.
Did they call hold on the edge on the left tackle or wide out?
I think they might have.
They might have, yeah.
That's going to be huge for Texas if they did.
Ooh. That is
penalty holding, 10 yards. Yep, it's huge. 3rd and 12 now.
Get out of jail free card right there.
Well, that was too walled off. You had to think Texas was thinking about that play with Mateer's legs, and it got too. It's like the parting of the Red Sea. Somebody had to grab somebody, especially that offensive line. It was tight end on Ethan Burke, I think.
Yeah, it was easy call. That's what exact same look on the replay of Nick Brooks holding the first quarter. Easy call.
Yep.
Yeah, I wondered how they got the edge that easily, and they cheated, as Oklahoma will do, according to our
Huge play for this is a huge play for Oklahoma coming right here. Huge.
Oh, it is 3rd and 12. They can't turn the football over. This thing can get and Mateer he's thrown through 2 picks already.
Oh gosh. And a drop pass, Grayson Littleton.
Oh, the freshman. This is where heroes are made. Longhorns are all the momentum.
What a horrible drop by Oklahoma. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what they couldn't do was turn this ball over. Texas now with the momentum, with the ball, and in Oklahoma territory, they're going to set up shop at the 43-yard line. Grayson Littleton, the freshman from Tampa, making the huge play on the carom.
I was behind him. I'm sorry, I was wrong. That was behind him enough. It was behind him enough.
Yeah.
That was a poor throw by Mateer, not on the Oklahoma wideout. Enough behind him. I thought it was a little closer to his right shoulder.
Well, Longhorns now with an opportunity to really put a stranglehold on this game and put it up 2 scores if they can go 43 yards here. This is one, Rod, you want to see this team with a killer instinct to push this thing out of reach potentially. I'm not going to say anything in a Texas OU game, but an opportunity.
Run the ball. Positive run. There we go. 5 yards. That's all we need.
Yep, and it's Trey Reisner running tough, man.
Yeah,
that was all Wisener right there.
He's going to need to take a break here. Bring James Simon in. Bring Simon in.
He got hit hard that time. Wiesner, by the way, way over 100 yards from scrimmage. He's got 88 yards on the ground, and he's got 31 yards through the air. He has been the RB1 without a doubt today.
He took a hit. All right, James Simon, hold on to the football.
Yeah, freshmen have been big here. And this Nick Brooks is playing left guard now. They're running behind him. Grayson Littleton just had an interception. Nick Townsend's in there blocking, and now a freshman running back in James Simon in the biggest game of the year for the Longhorns. And a real opportunity to seize control of this game.
They closed that one up quickly. All right, so now we got a big 3rd and 7 coming.
Hey, all right, cheese the legs. Take next week. Oh, I don't want to celebrate prematurely.
No doing that. No doing that. I've been to this game too many times.
But I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing.
And yep, Trey Wiesner got hit right in the rib cage and the kidneys on that as he leaped over his own offensive lineman on that run.
Empty. No, motion back. Empty.
Reload.
Yeah, I think Arch wants to get a look at what they're doing. Quick screen to Wingo. All right, that's positive. You go for it?
You kick it. Here's your options: 53-yard field goal, punt, play defense. Go for it on 4th.
I think I go for it here. I think this is a jugular play.
I think you try to draw them off sides at least.
Is it 4th and 2?
I think you hard catch 4th and 4. This is a 3.5.
That's a lot.
This is a lot against these guys.
It's a lot against these guys.
As much as Mateer is struggling throwing the football, I try to pin them deep. I try to hard count and pin them deep.
Yeah, they can't go 80 plus yards.
No. And I wouldn't even kick the field goal here, but they may kick the field goal. I would have taken the penalty and tried to get Boomeester to punt this rock inside the 10 and see what Mateer had.
I wouldn't be crazy to try to field goal. 53 yards, is that?
I mean, look, a 53-yarder field goal right here. I mean, if he makes it, Oklahoma's got to score twice.
Well, and now the 55-yard field goal that hit the upright, was plenty long. I mean, it was plenty long.
He's got the leg. Yeah, he's got the leg. I'd give him a chance. He needs to.
Well, yeah, a 10-point lead here is huge. The way Oklahoma's offense is scuffling right now.
It is huge. And the interesting thing with all these momentum games like this is, if you miss it, Oklahoma gets the ball at the 37, and they're going to feel like they have life. They escape.
He can also pooch it because he's done that before too.
If you miss the field goal, Oklahoma's going to try to get a little momentum out of it. So huge kick coming for Mason Shipley here.
Biggest of his Texas career, no question. He's made one, missed a 55-yarder, but again, it was 10 yards up on the goalpost. He's got plenty of leg, and I think he's kicking the same direction as he was in the first quarter. There is no wind to speak of if you see in the flags on the flagpoles.
He ripped that ball, dude. He ripped it.
Yeah.
But short. He got it up. He got it up high. Dang it.
Oh, he was right down in there.
I thought it looked like he ripped it and it came up short. And it came up real short.
All right, Longhorns defense. That's the second time the Longhorns have forced an interception. And the Longhorns are unable.
I'm not mad at that call. I'm not mad at that.
That was a tough coaching call, right?
I mean, was a tough one.
That was a tough call because, you go up 2 scores and Oklahoma's going to have a tough time scoring twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
it's a tough one.
That is a tough one, but I think it's the right call. Texas hadn't been great at pooching kicks anyway, and at the same time, the 16 points would have been massive here. But that's 2 missed kicks by Mason Shipley, both from way beyond 50 yards. Now the defense, Rod's got to step up and get another stop. But I will make a note, that's 2 turnovers not taken advantage of as far as points go because you missed kicks. That can come back to get you if you're not careful. Longhorns defense has to go make some plays here.
I mean, the win of the turnover margin a lot of the time, probably wins this matchup last 2.5 decades, 70+% of the time, the win of the turnover margin, which is like most football games. So Texas right now firmly ahead in the turnover margin. And I'm with you. I think defensively they're confident too. You have to go for it.
Sports fan Jack says you have to go for it. Look, I don't. If it was 4th and 2, I think so. 4th and 4, I'm going to side with Sark on that.
4th and 3 and 3 3/4 is a big number.
Yeah, 4th and 4. That's a long. That's a long.
And Trey Wiseman was out of the game, injured.
Yeah, let's keep that in mind. I thought that was a big factor when Trey left the game. He's been their best offensive player by a lot outside of Arch in this game. He's 18 carries for 88 yards. He's 34 yards receiving. He's been your number one weapon, and he wasn't on the field for that. So I think I understand. And I think you said it right, Jerry. That was a kind of a you got 3 options. They're all what's going to be your best call, and I think they did a good thing. Well, now it's got a defense. Defense got to make it up because I'm sure Rod part of Sark's thinking was my defense is playing great. We're going to go ahead and get the ball back again because make it or not, our defense is playing good ball.
Yeah, Oklahoma's the way I feel. They almost need they need Texas to screw it up somehow defensively, right? Take a chance like Jelani McDonald did, and misdiagnose a play or miscalculate an angle or something like that. Or I think they could try a trick play. I do think I said a flea flicker or something like that because it feels like they're one dimensional. And I say that one-dimensional, but John Mateer throws the football. He's not accurate. I don't know if that's because of the hand or whatever, but not that accurate with the football, and they can't run the football. So I would feel really confident if I'm Sark that my defense can save the day for me.
By the way, somebody at the game is texting saying Murad Watson is out of the game. So we'll see if he comes back in. I think he was in the tent.
All right.
So we'll have to see on that.
All right, Longhorn defense has only allowed 50 yards rushing so far, most of it to John Mateer, the leading running back, is Torrey Blaylock with 23 points. Man, if Texas can hold on and win this game, one of the ongoing huge storylines in college football is the absence of Jay Knott. The Cal transfer or running back. It is very mysterious. The word out of Norman is he's he was mad that he didn't go to the NFL last year because he got hurt during last season with Cal, and maybe he's trying to take care of himself too much. I don't know.
May have an interior hold here on the left.
The wide receiver, right?
The wide receiver left guard hold here.
I thought the slot may have held too.
He goes to slot wide.
I don't know. It looked like the slot might have held too. Might have been both. I don't know.
Yeah, 12 on the hold right there. Good one, Rod.
Yeah, look at him. Watch him. He just grabbed him.
Yeah. So Longhorns, Oklahoma's starting to look like Texas did in the first half, and they can't get out of their own way with penalties. And now it's going to be, much like Texas knows, 1st and 20, and the Longhorns have Jalen Gilbo down on the turf.
Yeah, they got some. Both teams got injuries piling. This is a physical game. It's just he might be. I hope it's a cramp or something like that. You got Oklahoma right where you want them.
Yeah, for sure.
That offense can't really move the football. I think they're going to try a trick play or something. I do. They're going to try something here at one point here in the 4th quarter. They have to.
Quick update, guys, from Eugene. Indiana has the ball back and a 7-point lead. They're doing a great job on defense, and they're moving it again. If Indiana's a chance to take it, they're doing a great job defensively against this Ducks team, and they're in control of this game right now with 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, a couple other scores for those just tuning in on Texas. Georgia Tech up 35-20, closing out Virginia Tech. They're going to go to 6-0. Notre Dame up on NC State 24-7. Notre Dame has USC next week. If they win that game, I think Notre Dame wins out and makes the playoffs at 10-2. Penn State scored against Northwestern, so up 21-16. Northwestern has the ball in Penn State territory. And Oregon State is one of the worst teams in America. They're losing 32-0 to Wake Forest at home. By the way, TCU down 28-7 at K-State right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. First and 18 on the 30. That was a huge holding call because now they got to put the ball in Mateer's right arm. Now they
Guys,
can
this says Seth wants to know would have been better to try to draw them off sides, take the penalty, then punt. Mateer is rattled. Well, they did do that. They tried to draw them off sides, and then they
didn't punt.
Goal.
Yeah. They probably, I mean, you could have pushed it probably and just tried to force them.
Yeah,
to 80%.
I think there are
pick
people on the
Oregon.
Yeah, picks. I just saw that, Jerry. I was like, as I'm saying, Indiana feels like they're seizing control. Oregon got the play they needed, and that's if you're Texas, that's what you want to avoid here soon, right? You've taken control of this game, down 6-0. You've scored the last 13 points. You've landed the body blows and are running the football. You got to hope Trey Wisner can come back, but right now you can't give up a big play either way. You have to not give up an explosive to Oklahoma, who is struggling to move the football, and you have to, avoid a big mistake on your side going the other way. So far, the Longhorns have done that. They have not turned the football over in this game. Oklahoma's turned it over 3 times.
Where's the penalties in this game?
Texas is at 4 for 31. They're at 5 for 35. But again, Texas has really cut down. They do not have an offensive penalty in the second half.
No, those are 3
for first quarter.
3 for 25 in the first quarter. Yeah.
And the other one was the 15-yard penalty on Jelani McDonald on the punt.
Yeah.
Return. Right, Longhorns have done a lot right since that rough first quarter with the penalties.
Yes. All right. Well, this is it's not make or break for Oklahoma here. Obviously, there's 11 minutes to go in this game.
It's close though.
But Mateer needs to see something positive happen on this drive. I'll say that. I mean, Mateer needs to see good releases of the football, accurate throws on this drive because it's been rough here, rough go in the last quarter.
Well, and you give the guy credit for being out there with that hand. I mean, that thing has to be hurting like hell, and he's out there playing through it, and because his team doesn't have a backup quarterback.
I mean, is that a lateral, guys?
I think it is. Guys. I think that is a backwards pass, and the Longhorns are going to have the football. That looked pretty clear to me.
They're going to call it a lateral. They'll take a look at it.
It was a backwards pass.
It was a lateral, though. It looked like a lateral. They'll call it a lateral, give it to Texas, take a second look at it. But here we go. The ball is released. Oh, it's a lateral. 100% lateral. Texas football.
Man, that's it. Yeah.
Well, the question I'm going to have is, did Michael Taft go out of bounds?
Michael Taft didn't reestablish himself back in bounds, did he? Oh, he touched the ball when he's out of bounds.
Did he went out of bounds first? Did he go out of bounds first? Yeah, he did. He did. He was the first one.
Well, listen to that, guys. It's still going to be second and a mile at this point. So, I mean, that's not a turnover, and Michael Taft needed to keep his head on that, but it's going to be second down and 30. So this is an opportunity to get back off the field and get your offense back on the field.
They're going to just hand it off here, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're lucky. That should have been Michael Taft just got himself moving too fast.
Mateer's he's not accurate, and it's got to be the hand.
Yeah. So, by the way, Texas, both starting corners are out right now for Texas in this game. Manny Muhammad, that was Warren Roberson on the tackle. I think Roberson and Kobe Black are in at corner.
Wouldn't it be nice if you had a quarterback who actually could take advantage of it, but they don't.
Yeah.
Mateer can't make throws outside between the numbers and
this is a huge play for Texas defense though, because I know it's like, okay, we're gonna play our zone defense. Here it is, but you can't give up 17 or 18 because they may just go for it or throw a fake punt at it. You need to keep this at 4th and 6 or 7 and force the punt.
Yep, you need the ball back here.
Good pressure. Mateer just got smoked.
Yep, and the Longhorns, no flags, and the Longhorns, that's uncatchable. They're not going to throw a flag. They're not going to bail them out on 4th and 25 on that. So the Longhorns get off the field. The Michael Taft will kind of see if that mistake comes back to get you because Michael Taft could have reestablished or let somebody else recover the ball. But obviously Michael doesn't know at that time what's going on behind him. So
field the punt, nibble it. Field the punt, nibble it.
For God's sakes, we've been saying it all year, and that's
why punt.
That's why it's okay to put the special teams coach on blast and him. Maybe either somebody else has to be back there or someone has to be in his ear telling him, go catch the ball.
Field the punt.
Yeah, you just kind of sense in this game, if the Longhorns can create one more drive, one more opportunity, they can really put this game out of reach.
And there it is, guys. Field the punt. Game over.
Yeah, Ryan Niblett.
Oh, wow.
No flags. Longhorns with their special teams.
There it is. That's all she wrote.
75 yards. 75
That's
yards. That ices it.
Wow. Niblett's like, hey, man, y'all better. When he feels it, he does something nice with it.
Field the damn ball, Niblett. Have confidence in yourself. Field the football.
Wow.
All right. Longhorns make their biggest special teams play of the year by a mile right there. That was huge. And the Longhorns complimentary football here, guys. Offense has taken control with the run game and smart, no penalties. Defense has taken over with 3 turnovers. And now the special teams with a 75-yard punt return, which kind of makes up for the Michael Taft miscue there, where it could have been a short field to end the game. This one is now a 14-point ball game pending the point after. And Ryan Niblett is getting a hero's welcome on the sidelines.
By the way, it sounds like I'm hard on Ryan Niblett because I think he should field the football. But here's a moment for a kid, guys, that stayed in the program when he could have transferred. He wasn't playing. They were moving him from offense to defense. He didn't really have a home. He didn't have a role, but he stayed in the program. And the easiest thing to do nowadays is hit the portal. But credit to Ryan Niblett for staying in the program. And then if you stay in the program and you keep working and you become a strong culture kid, it's amazing what can happen for you in your college career.
Well, let me just tell you, because Rod, the funny part is we get mad at him on the On Texas Watch Alongs when he doesn't field it because it's hurting the team. But when he does field it, he's pretty good. Like he's a pretty good punt returner.
He's actually one of the better punt returners in the country, actually.
Yeah, well, and that's why it's like, well, go catch the ball. At least. I guess I'm used to Silas Bolden last year too, because he would come flying up to catch everything.
X-Men.
Yeah. All right, 20-6 Texas here in the fourth quarter. It's brought to you by our great friends at Driven Auto Service, Driven Auto Sales, and their sister station there, at the Gaylord Transmission and Service in New Braunfels. Appreciate them. Also, our friend Tito Beverage and the team at Tito's Handmade Vodka. Longhorn fans are feeling much better. They're going to go grab some Tito's. I think that would be the way to go at this point, Longhorns. But it's not over, guys. You got to finish this game. But at the same time, Longhorns feeling good. But Rod, you know this. What are you thinking as a defensive back on the other side if you're, watching John Mateer right now and the struggles he's having making throws?
Well, yeah, I think ultimately, Texas DBs they'll be off coverage, but they'll probably be sitting on routes because he can't throw the football downfield vertically unless there's just a guy wide open via a trick play or a flea flicker. Also something to watch. But at this point, they've lost Texas doesn't have to worry about the run. You would love them to run the football right now. It'd be running the football. So you don't really defend the run with heavy boxes or even boxes that are even comparable. You can defend it with light boxes, drop 2 safeties, and have your corners play off. And even if they want to play, pitch and catch and throw it underneath stuff, it's still, as long as they're in bounds and the clock is running, that's advantage Texas.
By the way, did y'all see the replay of that punt return? Colton Vossick got away with a block in the back. Wow.
Yeah, that was wild. Griping about that, but that's a good throw by Mateer right there. Hey, let me mention that Tito's Handmade Vodka is not only America's favorite vodka, they're also distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Longhorns defense needs to stay on point here. It's a 2-score lead, but there's still 10 minutes of the fourth quarter to play. Longhorns cannot let John Mateer and company get comfortable.
Should put the NASCAR package out there.
I would think so.
They're already on the 36. A long way to go in this rivalry game.
They should do it. They're just throwing the football right now. They've abandoned the running game, which they should.
Yeah.
Put your best pass rushers out there and your best coverage specialists.
Your running backs have 11 carries for 31 yards in this game.
They're not going to start running it now.
They can't run the football in between the tackles.
Your quarterback can run it, but that's why I put the NASCAR out there. You got more spies.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not going to hand the ball off. You don't feel like if they are, they're not successful with it.
That was bad. Why is Colin Simmons dropping all the time? Why are we taking our best pass rusher and then giving up the edge?
They got to put the NASCAR out there. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, Pete Kwiatkowski, they're playing kind of a prevent defense, which it's way too early for that.
It's way too early for that.
Yeah, you need an aggressive mindset.
Manny Muhammad back in, but I mean, golly, Colin Simmons dropping in coverage and Mateer runs it on that side for 9 yards.
Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, frustrating right now, but obviously things in good shape, but you have to finish.
Great tackle. Manny Muhammad having a great game. Loss of 1, 3rd and 2. Big thing with that tackle is the clock's running now.
Yeah, you're under 8 minutes. They need 2 scores. They need a touchdown and a stop, at least one for this game. Longhorns up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Got to finish this game. But
yeah,
my sense is Pete Quay's going to play loose, and then as they get closer to the red zone, they're going to, because they're not kicking field goals here, you're going to make them score touchdowns.
Colin Simmons set up for an A-gap blitzer, Rod. Here it comes.
Yeah, please don't drop him.
Yeah, let him get after the quarterback.
They ran it for 3. Good. Clock's running. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. We're frustrated with PK and the defense, but at the same time, Oklahoma will not kick a field goal here. So you don't want to give up anything behind you. Make them, compress it as you get closer to the red zone, and then start bringing some pressure because the clock is running. The clock is running.
Oh gosh, should have been another one. Rod, there's no way, and you give credit to Mateer for being a tough guy and trying to, but there's no. I mean, he's just so inaccurate after this surgery.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I say about Michael Hawkins. They probably thought Michael Hawkins
was terrible,
less accurate than he is right now. Yeah, with the messed up hand. So,
that's a throw Satania's got to make. I mean, he's had some drops in this game too.
Yeah,
a couple of.
Yeah. Again, he got tipped, but he should have got it.
Yeah.
And look, if you're Oklahoma, you don't care if you score with 4 minutes left. As long as you score, there's a sack again.
Yeah, Longhorns there. Now, see, as you get closer to the red zone and put closer to the end zone, you can start bringing some heat, and I think they did. Because now if they can get off the field, they've burned 4 minutes off this clock, make Oklahoma use it. Because they're not kicking field goals, guys. We know that.
No.
Nothing.
Blitz Taft from the slot.
Oklahoma's got to get this to 4th and 6, 4th and 5. They got to get 14, 15, 16 yards on this play.
Yeah, here's a defining play in the game. Longhorns now have them where they need it and see if they can cover up. They have already forced 3 interceptions in this game.
Got him again. Oklahoma's offensive line, man. Woo! Looked like Texas last week in the swamp.
There you go.
Now the pressure is in, and it's 4th and 22. And
that might be it, baby. That's all she wrote, I think.
Yeah, we're under 6 minutes. If the Longhorns, they got to go for it. They've got to go for it, obviously.
They're not going to score twice. That ain't happening.
Texas with 3 sacks, 3 interceptions in this game. Remember, your kickers missed 2 field goals. Longhorns could be up 26-6 in this game.
Yep.
They've really dominated since the first quarter. And it really flipped guys with that bonehead time of management plays by Oklahoma late in the first half. And Texas has dominated the second half.
That was great lane integrity right there. I mean, he had to throw the ball, but that was a great rush lane integrity right there. Smart play by the defensive line.
Good stuff. All right, gentlemen. I'm off to the post game.
All right, Rod. Victorious post game from the Cotton Bowl, brother.
Hey, Rod, it's time to take our medicine. I'm glad we were wrong with our predictions.
Damn right, I'm glad we were wrong. All right,
I picked the Longhorns. I did. I think 20 to 13. What did I tell you when you came on 20 to 12?
20 to 12. You're still in the game.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, because again, I said all week and even last week, my biggest disappointment in Texas at Florida was the defense, because this defense, you give up 30 points to Florida. I know this offense is frustrating, but that's too many. That's too many if you're going to be a SEC type championship team. And today, 6 points, 3 sacks, 3 turnovers. You've held Oklahoma to 200 yards of offense in this game and really have come after the quarterback here late when you need it most. And now we'll see if this offense can essentially run out the clock, because you got to think Oklahoma's about to wave the white flag if Longhorns can. And I wonder if Trey Wisner's back in this game.
I probably would not bring. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, he took a good shot on his ribs the way he fell, but I know whichever back is in, it's two hands and get 2 yards and don't worry about anything else. Even if you have to punt, like that's the key. Like if you have, whether it's James Simon or Christian Clark, it's 2 hands on the football. We're trying to get 1 or 2 yards falling forward on first and second down. We're not worried about anything else. And by the way, Aaron, let's talk about this. Somebody just brought up bye Brent Venables. We talked about this week. He's still in must win. If you look at the rest of
Oklahoma. We talked to some Oklahoma insiders this week. I'm sure you did too. But yeah, I mean, he's now 1-3 against Sark and 1-3 in this game. And this is another game without a touchdown scored in this game. That's like in the 3 losses, they haven't scored a touchdown, Jerry.
And the rest of their schedule is at South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri, and LSU. So while the season started off well, now you're 5-1. Your quarterback's going to be hurt all year. He's not getting healthier because you're playing him through this quick after surgery. Now you go to South Carolina. Then you have 5 ranked opponents to close out the regular season. So he's not out of the woods yet. That's for sure.
There's no question about that. Let me mention our friends at Driven Auto Sales, Callahan's General Store, also Driven Auto Service. Also want to say thanks to our friends here at the Progress Coffee and Beer Bar here in Buda, Texas. That's where I'm doing the show from. I'll be here every game now, right here on 2001, FM 2001 in Buda, east of Cabela's, east of 35, right across from Cabela's. It's about a long par 5 from I-35. Great spot. It's a full-service coffee bar from 7 in the morning until afternoon, and then it becomes a beer bar and a full bar stocked with 15 televisions. Really cool place in Buda, Texas, where I'm hanging out watching. It's a real comfortable spot. Everybody here watching the game, and they're very, very happy. Longhorns up 20-6. The defense has been outstanding. The offense has come to play, and Brian Niblett's 75-yard punt return, part of the dagger for the Longhorns, and now about 5 minutes to go towards another Longhorn victory in the Red River game. And it is Trey Wisner.
Yeah, little good run there on first down. This is all you need. 5 yards. Get 2 on third. So get 3 yards on second down. Move the chains on third. If this game ends as is, Trey Wisner is the MVP of this game for Texas.
100%. And you can get him a 100-yard game here, which would be huge on top of the 34 yards receiving. And, Manny Muhammad's been great with 2 picks. But, the offensive hero has been Trey Wisner. He's been the everything back for the Longhorns today.
There you go. 2 more. It's third and 2.5.
And he's run tough, Jerry. He has run tough and gotten those fall forward yards that you got to have, and you can tell he's not 100%.
No. I think Texas call a timeout here to make sure they get a good third down play call. Give Trey a rest here. If he has one more 3-yard run in him here, that's all you need. Then you can get the backup back in. Just tell him to fall forward for a couple of yards, 2 hands on the football. If you can get 1 first down here, get one more run out of him.
Well, and if you get 4 yards, Jerry, he'll be over 100 yards for the game and for the second year in a row in the Red River game. Indiana's up now 27-20 on Oregon. That's a really good game. And if Oklahoma's firing Brent Venables, they should call Kurt Cignetti. That guy's a really good football coach, man.
Oh, boy. John Robinson says my eyebrows are in jeopardy. Yeah, I love being wrong.
Are you going to shave them?
No. Oh, quarterback. Arch Manning. Boy, is that a big run. And he slid. Super smart play.
Yeah, Arch Manning's played a heck of a game. He's played a winning football game, Jerry. This is what I had to
call timeout. Yeah.
This is what we had envisioned for Arch Manning, right? He doesn't have to put up gaudy stats and huge numbers. He just has to manage this team, be efficient, be solid, run and throw, and he's been all that in the biggest game of the year. Clock should be. Now Oklahoma's using their timeouts. And how about this there, Jerry? I mean, I just said it, but this is the third loss for Brett Venables set up with Sark. And, in the 3 losses, his team hasn't scored a touchdown. That's going to be a lot of the narrative you hear coming out of Norman this week. Texas obviously has a chance to get their season back on track with this huge win. And there's Trey Wisner going to be right at 99 yards on 21 carries. But they've won the running battle. And he who runs in this game wins the football game. Longhorns are now up to 135 rushing yards.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's this is obviously it was a must-win game for Texas, but it was after last week. This is where I had trouble coming off of last week. Is I just hated the way Texas played last week and how they responded to physicality in their face. And I could not be more pleased with how this team responded this week. Is it perfect? No. Was Nick Brooks nervous? Yeah, it's his first college start in the freaking Red River Shootout's his first ever college start and playing a position for the first time in his life. Yeah, he was nervous, but he got through it. But it wasn't perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. But this is what they answered the bell after last week. Aaron, I don't know if you heard me say this, but something interesting happened this week. The tank is where all the Texas athletes eat. And a lot of times when you go in there, it's football, basketball, just all the sports, and they're eating. Texas football players did not eat in there this week. It was circle the wagons week, and it was culture test week for Texas. This was the first time Sark's culture's had its back against the wall since he flipped the program. And I couldn't be more pleased for the Texas fan base, for the Texas players, for the staff, how they responded to that. And
100%.
You have something to build on moving forward with the season. Now you 100%. Have something, and it wasn't pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. I mean, Brett Venables is going to make it tough to be pretty against his defense. All you had to do was respond, and they responded, and it just was not effective. But it's the response to the adversity, which is what we look for in sports, and I'm really happy for Arch and these guys that responded to adversity.
100%. Yeah, they were. This was a crossroads game, and are they going to come out swinging and get their season? Because now, look, I mean, you're a 2-loss team, but now you're 4-2, and you have 2 winnable games. You play this style of brand of football the next 2 weeks, you can get yourself back on track ahead of a big game with Vanderbilt. This says, thank you, Florida. Yeah, thank you, J-Bo, the wake-up call. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, they got punched in the mouth, and if you want to be a heavyweight, you're going to take some they're going to land some blows, and how do you respond to it in the subsequent weeks is going to be the question. Texas has answered that. Oklahoma has the questions leaving the Cotton Bowl. And as you said all first half, Jerry, that Oklahoma had 3 weeks to prepare for this game.
That's right.
And it doesn't help that they have an injured quarterback, but, that's the breaks right there. But Longhorns are going to, probably go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, why not? And by the way, Texas is 9 of 16 on 3rd downs. 9 of 16. Huge. We talked about this morning. Texas needed to have what Florida did against Texas on 3rd downs, because Florida was awful on 3rd downs all season until last week. Texas needed to do the same thing against Oklahoma. The only way you do it is if you're in 3rd and short and medium. Going to actually kick the field goal here, but I
don't have a problem with that. And by the way, look at Oklahoma now on 3rd down, Jerry. 5 of 15. Remember they were like 5 of 8 at one point? They're now 5 of 15, and Texas has turned the game. It was really that drive at the end of the first half, and then really taking over in the 3rd quarter, and the Longhorns are up comfortably.
Yep. So, I mean, look, it's that was yes. Shame on us. Shame on all of us that picked Oklahoma in this game, for sure. It happens.
Well, I mean, look, if you were picking Texas like I did, I just really felt like they were going to play their best game. And I still don't think Oklahoma's that good. And I wasn't sold by home wins over Auburn and Michigan. And the Auburn win was kind of given to them by the officials. As you and I watched that game, that was charity at the highest level. But I knew Texas would respond. Also, but if you were picking against Texas, you had every reason to, right? They hadn't given you much reason to be confident. But because you hadn't seen this type of team so far this year, this was. Yeah. But you know what? The Ohio State game was a game where Texas gave themselves a chance to win and played with physicality, and Arch Manning just didn't play very good. In this game, you did it again, and you actually had your quarterback play a really good game, because Arch Manning, they were just throwing some of the highlights: 21 of 27, 166 yards, 1 touchdown. He ran for 34 yards, but that underlies just the pressure he was under, being smart when the pressure came, taking a 2-yard gain when there was an 8-yard sack if you don't get the ball out. I mean, I thought Arch played a whale of a game today.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he really
not spectacular,
did.
But solid. Not spectacular, but more than solid, I would argue.
Yeah,
now the Longhorns in full control.
Juan Garza Pride was hurt last week. They responded. That's what I was waiting to see. That I could not. I wasn't going to get with it until I saw it happen, because this has been such a undisciplined team this year, and then to show up in Florida like they did. This should be a turning point for this team. Now, you don't want to be the team that's like this. Kentucky's not a good football team. You're going to have to find a way to get up emotionally for a game at Kentucky. They're not a good football team, but they'll play hard against Texas when Texas is coming into town. So you got to bring it again. But what you don't want to be is this. So now it's time for Texas. If this is their turn the corner moment for these guys, it's time for them to now show some consistency next week. And it doesn't have to be pretty, but just don't go commit 10 penalties for 100 yards next week. Continue to build off of what you did this week. Because if you can continue to build, Mississippi State's going to be a tough game. Those guys believe this year, right? But you have to continue to believe. What you don't want to do is start to do this. And that's what this team has been. Now let's see if they can build some consistency from here. They needed this game to know they can do it. Now they got to go build on it.
Hey, Sark going to be now 3-1 against Oklahoma in the 3 wins, Jerry. He's outscored Brett Venables' team 106-9.
Yeah.
106-9. That's pretty good. You'll take that. And this can be the get right game. No question for the Texas Longhorns. And couldn't happen. If you're going to have a get right slump buster kind of game, Jerry, to do it against your rival is pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And look, again, they keep showing Brent Venables. I don't know what they're saying on the telecast, but he's got a tough this game plus the last 6, that's as tough as 7 games you're going to find to close out a season. And he's got to find a way to get to 8 wins now. And he's got a quarterback that's not going to be healthy all year. I mean, he just took another hit from Brad Spence. I mean, he is not going to be healthy all year. This is what they ran the risk of in this game. Is Mateer, what's he going to be like the rest of the year when Brent Venables in job-saving mode? Because they could have lost this game 23-3 with Michael Hawkins, and John Mateer could have been getting closer to healthy. That's the dice you roll in this game. But now, what's Mateer going to be like the rest of the season for Brent Venables? Because his offensive line's terrible.
Yeah, 2-minute warning time, Jerry. All right, we're going to sign this off and get ready for the post-game show here on Texas Football. Sark pointed out to his players, all the OU fans that left, hook them. Yeah, thank you to Brokes to pay attention. Appreciate that. Jerry, great stuff. Thank you to Driven Auto Sales. Thank you to Callahan's General Store, Ally Medical Emergency. Also our friends at Tito's Handmade Beverages. Awesome stuff, Jerry. 23-6. Longhorns are back in it at 4-2 now. They'll be at Lexington next Saturday night. Have a great one, bud. Enjoy the post game.
All right. Thank you. You too.